Hi, everybody. Nick Blazier here with the UK Open starting on Friday nights with the Super Jackpot. It looks like it's going to be an 11-point match between Barnes and Afshin Fulad, both players that I've commentated on and watched play before. Let's see if we can do this real quick. Not quite. I'm working on view things here for a second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I want this full screen. Oh, that's not what I want. Looks like we're kicking off here. What was this? A 4-3 to open? Okay, so I think that's option playing the checkers on the bottom. 4-5. Yeah, we're gonna hit and usually bring down a checker to reinforce the eight. And then hitting again. Fours is gonna pick up a checker and probably make the 5-point. Into 2-6. I'm gonna ask a question real quickly. All right, just trying to figure out how to get my view right here. Okay, so option is gonna hit on the bar after splitting up there, and probably with the checker up wants to make a point. Yeah, things are looking strong. Already got the Cuban too. Okay, good for him. Otherwise, this is looking like tough to take by quite a bit. Let's see if this works. All right, I got it. You can see the board great now. The 6-5 is going to be a fan. Okay, so option looking like he's in a strong position to win 4 points in this game. 6-2, not what he had in mind, but against the 0-point board, I guess you're just happy to hit it anyway. So I think I would be playing 8-2. Yeah. And then I don't see any distribution plays with the deuce. I don't mind the idea of just giving up the midpoint now, but maybe it's fine to shuffle 24 to 22 or something like this as well. Yeah, the 13 to 11 definitely gives up the asset and doesn't really give a lot of ammunition or cover, so maybe not the right idea. John's staying alive. If he can make an anchor, he's going to have save a lot of gammons and have some winning chances too. And I think option with three back, it gets a little bit harder, but I think he wants to keep firing away on that deuce point. So I'd be coming in with the three and hitting loose from the bar. But he's down to 10 checkers in the zone. So his blitz is going to be difficult to complete. If he just gets missed once here, though, then he can make a fourth board point, and his opponent can fan a lot. So it's always a good thing. 1-2, great entry from John, though. Okay, so it's going to make the anchor and send one back, and now they're four checkers back to four checkers back. John's still way behind in this game, of course, but has eliminated that blitzing threat of just being closed out for the easy 4-point win. And so now option's going to have to navigate this home carefully to not like this could be turned around pretty easily. There's a decent amount of wins for John in this. Yeah, he definitely wants to get checkers moving around. He can't move the anchor. Um, maybe around the bend and then out 20 to 15 or 21 to 16 is a little better, something like that though. It just looks a little more flexible. I don't know why I want to be so front loaded with a spare on the 5 points. I think I would have found a way to move both. Oh, look, I'm on camera here. I didn't realize that. All right. 1-2 gets to anchor and make the point. Okay, reasonable. No dice on checker here, it would seem. 3-1 gets to send another checker back. Nice shot for option. Buys him a little time to get those back checkers moving again. 1-6. This does not look like he has anything approaching timing for a 1-2 game. So my instinct would have been to come off the back, but I guess this works as well. Unstacks the midpoint. I just, if he gets hit, he still doesn't have timing for this game. So I was tempted to just come out to the bar. I don't think option wants to break either point to hit him anyway, but he would be happy to hit with tempo here, you know? So just 24 to 18 would have been me. Okay, he gets to run one checker. Yeah, I mean, that flexibility, whatever. Finally, John has a board point, and now there's a little bit of threat in running for option. I think he still should from the 22 with most of his rolls here while he still has time, but 5-3 can't. So I believe this will just stack up on the 5 point. And John, I guess I still don't think he's looking for the purity to, okay, he can't move the back checkers, so he's almost certainly just gonna, he can block sixes, making the 5 point looks very nice. It does kind of freeze the checkers there anyway. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way around that. Okay. But yeah, he's just as you can see, all out of time in the outfield and in the front position, and really needs to move some of those back checkers soon, which kind of is how this rated to go. 5-2, I think now there's no fight in the outfield really, so he can just give up the midpoint comfortably, leave that one spare out there, not worry about it too much. And 6-3 doesn't quite reach. What can he do with it? He still might want to come off of one of those. I guess. Yeah, I mean, of course, the safe play 13 to 4 seems like an option, but then if your opponent hops out to the outfield, you can't really challenge much. So it's not desirable. I don't know if it's worth playing 24 to 15, but I still think so. I still think he doesn't want both anchors here. So that would be my instinct, but these are getting really tough now. Gotten kind of deep into a double anchor game that I probably would have tried to escape much earlier, and so it's hard to know how we follow up at this point. This looks more urgent though. It just looks more flexible, like the position's moving well, like he could crack next time if he's not careful. So I like this play. 5-4 wants to run, for example, and he would have had like no outfield presence, so that would have been pretty tough. 5-4 can point on the ace and make buy some time. Yeah, plays two checkers. This looks like a nice play for option. 4-5 enters and keeps things working. I think he wants to come around and not leave the direct ace. I don't see any reason to stay there. So I would just think 15 to 10. But he wants to keep pressure on the blot, it would seem, or something like this. Okay. And it's one less blot. 6-3. Ouch, this can't do a lot. If we don't play from the back at all, then we're stacking up the 5 and we're completely out of spares. And we can safety 11 to 8. So maybe it's worth coming off the anchor now. That's a tough play to make here, though, because your opponent looks pretty poised to attack. I still think, like, I don't know. I don't see how I have timing to make another play. So I believe I would be coming out here. It's not a comfortable play to find by any means. Who knows? This could be right as well. Maybe, I mean, if he had come out, he would be leaving sixes, fives, threes to hit, aces, maybe, depending how he plays it. Yeah. Sixes, five, threes, or else he continues and leaves aces and threes and threes. No, maybe that's better. Yeah, so maybe just running all the way to the midpoint would be a nice play there. 5-1. Certainly would have been hitting. Okay. And John with complete outfield control and at high risk of crashing now. 6-5 is going to be forced to run. And it's already in basically double shot range anyway, so I don't think we're adding more shots by continuing on to the 11. I think we just do that. Direct 2's already hit 2, so it's a direct ace. 6s weren't hitting on the other side, so that was well diversified. I don't think there were any 7s I was missing, so yeah, this looks fairly clear to me. And John's ready to send the cube back. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about this yet. He does still have two checkers back on the 23 to work with. But I mean, this looks pretty, but yeah, it looks like every number is going to hit pretty close. Maybe 6-4 was going to miss. So it feels like it could crash, and option just going to let it go. That seems reasonable to me. Nice turnaround. And a 5-1 to open, 11 away, 9 away, so not much score adjustment here. 2-1, I think, should just split in response. Was it the all the way? Oh, I think he's right, actually, the 24 to 21 there. I can't remember exactly, but I know you don't really love to put that checker on the 11 against the 24-23 split. Okay, the bar point gets made. 4-1, bar point gets made. And the double hit isn't really going to buy a tempo, but it has 10 checkers in the zone against 1-point boards on both sides, so I think so. I think that's the idea. Nothing else to do really with that roll. Double twos is a beautiful response. Yeah, this is kind of tricky too. Does he want offense or does he want to step up with defense? Maybe with the checker behind. I think I like this. Yeah, structure's looking good. Should be able to run later. And yeah, the priming threat is so weak with that checker buried. 1-6 probably just wants to run while he has time. Priming looks like the biggest threat right now to me. It's hard to avoid running when it's the last spare you'd be spending on your midpoint too. So I think feels important here. Four's gonna hit. And I guess the 6 is just going to reinforce. I don't think John needs to turn this into blitz by breaking the bar point, which is a very valuable point right now. Hit loose on the ace. We can just bring more material into the zone. Yeah. Now he can go both ways with this. I would much rather keep his solid prime and make the 5 point if he gets so lucky. 5-6. Pop out and try again. Oh, John was thinking about the cube there. This looks pretty strong. He's threatening to hit with twos, but also he can make the point. Yeah, I mean, it looks playable. Still containing 2 checkers. I'm not sure, especially leading in the match. Feels a little bit early for John, but even the 6s, like it's a good shot, but there's a lot of counterplay for black here. So, okay. But he is threatening to do things the easy way here. Fours is going to make that point and come down, I guess, for lack of options here. He's running out of time to do something with back checkers, though. Still has a lot of space to do it, but option can just enter. He could have some interesting play here. Fans, John just looking for an opportunity. I guess, of course, closing out would be nice, but I think 2-5 it must be like close to as good just to get the back checkers moving. Get rid of any potential to crash. 3-5. That's going to hit in the outfield. Nice. Miss both the checkers on the other side. Okay. Most things are going to enter and hit for John here. 2-6 is one of them. But it does it in the way that keeps him a little bit primed, so a little bit of play again. 3 would be pretty good. He finds it, and the 6 with it. I think he'd rather pop out and avoid any random 4s and 3s from hitting loose. Yeah, what else is there? There's no way to clean up the blot on the 9, so yeah. I guess he could cover the ace and break the 7 to do it. But this feels like almost just as many numbers, and that checker on the ace is misplaced anyway. Get a little compensation if he enters deep there. Okay. John hits the hard way. Option fans, and now he's in a lot of trouble again. No 7 to hit. I think the ace is like mandatory split from the back, but then there's no 4 if you do it that way. I almost would rather slot. I'm not sure if it really hurts that much to be hit in the board right now. And I know that I get so paranoid about, getting trapped behind a 3 prime. It feels just too difficult to waste all these forward pips to play 16 to 11, All right. Reasonable. I like this play by John, though. No hit for option, so John threatening to close out. What does he roll here? Is this another 4-1? Yeah, this time he's going to be forced to come around the bend if so. Awkward. It's weird how those little primes can work. Still no 3 for option. Okay. And a 5-1. Still can't cover, but it can hop out. So I think you should go ahead and do that. Get another checker moving. Plan B would just be to play 11 to 5 for more covers or something like that, but it's not actually that many more covers, I don't think. Direct 2 when he's already getting a 6-2, 4-4, 2-2. Yeah. I would think the mobility would be worth more. And the direct 2 hits now, too. Got a couple twos that are really good. 3 misses. All right, and John's looking in the clear now. Still struggling to cover. That's fine though. Yeah, the 4 has to come in with it though. I guess there's nothing better. So weird how he keeps being blocked by the midpoint too. Okay, 2s and 3s to cover. Also, the numbers he needs to step up. If it's got a 4 with it, he might not be able to. 6-3 is going to be pretty good though. I think it's better to cover here and come around the bend. I think you have enough time to step up, close out. Yeah. 2-1, perfect. Waste no extra pips. Steps up. I guess maybe you'd rather have 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, something like this, but that's going to be pretty strong. Gets around. No shot levers on double 6s. Double 5s takes. Nah, it's not going to take too off, but it's safe. And I think we just keep shuffling forward, probably 11 to 8. I don't think there's anything too complicated here. We do like to keep the checkers far back so that they come into high points and don't get buried or anything like that, but not much choice here. 4-1, yeah, we really like to play this 5-4 to make our like 6-5 and things like that. Our big numbers play much better this way. And yeah, for whatever reason, bearing in, just like learn that you don't like to have all the checkers in the 6 and 5. You like to have a gap there somewhere, 2 on the 5 and the 4 or whatever. Interesting, he came in there and did not peel. I think that's probably maximum safety and certain to win a gammon if he doesn't leave a shot pretty much. So that feels right. To his clearing. 2-1. Yeah, again, I don't think he needs to rip 2, so he finds this play that leaves him very even. I like it. It's reducing chances of leaving shots. I don't think he's all that close to backgammons yet either. So I think, well, now, yeah, I think he still has to take from the high point to avoid the 6-5, 6-4, 5-4. But it is going to leave a lot of sets anyway. And he doesn't leave the sets the other way. Oh, interesting. So he 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, so it's only 2 more numbers. Yeah, I would think he's still clear from the back. This is often why you don't end up clearing points with the 2-1 from the 5 and stuff like that. Because you get into these positions anyway. I don't know. Your opponent doesn't always come in. Or at least that's how I think about it, which might be completely wrong. 6-5 is going to enter both. That should just be a big gammon. Six two. Can get them both out if he wants. He doesn't need to yet, though. That's fine. Takes maximum crossovers. Maybe it's still possible to save a gammon. What is it? 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 crossovers. So doubles for 4 rolls, yeah. Down to 12 crossovers. Sorry, 14 crossovers, and John is down to just 3 rolls. Yeah, this is a gammon. It is official. I think you needed John to miss there, yeah. And a quick 6-0 lead. 5 away, 11 away. Now there's going to be some score adjustment for sure. If I recall, My book, I think this one plays a lot like the most sensitive scores. Not quite like four-way, two-way necessarily, but like those end game 4-point match kind of scores. I haven't read my book in a while though, so I don't know. 3-2? Yeah, so opening theory, definitely going to favor splitting over slotting in general or down. For John, option, be looking to play down a lot. So when he rolls a 6-5, of course he's going to run with it because that's all he's got, but he's looking for games that mix it up a lot more than this. So it's probably closer than usual, actually, to just make the split with the 6-5. I don't think it'd be right here, but interesting how often that comes up. Yeah, I think around and make the bar point looks pretty strong there. Why not? John loves just playing a simple racing game if he can, and he's doing good having escaped through this way. Interesting. He wants to turn it into a blitz instead, though. I guess it must be like too many indirects for his taste or something. I don't really know. You don't usually want to play too much for gammons are a little weaker. If you can just get into a simple game with no gammons present on either side, then you can use the cube too. Otherwise, it's quite difficult. Yeah, so now he's kind of stuck. Weird game plan here too. I don't even know if he wants to do this. I still feel like I'd probably just be inclined to play like 11 to 8 and step up or something like that, but I guess he's got the better board. He can lose the racing lead this way though, so he gets a fan out of it. Wow. This normal scores, I guess I'd be sending the cube for sure. Probably not here though. 5-4. Can't cover the slotted point, so I think the next best thing we can do is cover the 11. Love having the 11 to back up a slotted 5. It is a 5-4, right? He just played yeah, this is a 4 he played. Okay. I get it. I understand this game. The rules anyway. 5 hits, the ace isn't so good. I don't know if it's even worth not slotting in board. I think I'd still just play 6-5 to keep the distribution here. This probably doesn't even reduce shots by very much. Um, yeah. But understandable he doesn't want to leave the directing board. 5 gets to enter high, and the 3 sends another checker back. Okay. Now we've got a messy game. This is exactly what option is looking for. 3 in, and the ace is going to hit. It's still only a 2-point board. And this can very much help option leverage that asymmetric cube decision. With a bunch of checkers back and kind of messy ace points made and everything like this is going to be a nice game potentially. Get in a cube and weaken John's gammons and make his worth a lot. Never have to face a recube, all kinds of things like this. So yeah, I think often it'll be coming in early in this game. We get to make the 5-point. Didn't get to hit though. Still structural advantage. 2 back for each player. Option must be down in the race a little bit, but structurally is much better. John able to make the 5 and attack on the 3 though. That's a beautiful roll. And I guess after that I'd probably remake the 8. It interacts nicely with that checker on the 23. Yeah, there's nothing to think about here. That part. The last part. It's maybe annoying if your opponent makes the 23. That's about it. And he does. The 3, if it comes down, is leaving direct shots anyway, but it unstacks the right point. I think that's probably the better idea, even though it gives the full roll. But I don't know, maybe the tempo is worth it in hitting. Just like the spare distribution just doesn't look right, so I don't know if I could bring myself to do this. And John's pausing to think about the cube here, it looks like. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, at the score, I would have a hard time. I mean, of course, he's doing much better in this position. That option in a lot of trouble. Sometimes these deep anchor games can be the right ones where it's not a ton of gammon threat and just a lot of wins, but usually you want to be closer to fully escaped this sort of score. 5-4 can, I guess it can ugh, swap the 8 for the 3. Usually we don't like to do that, but the board seems valuable here. And now, yeah, I guess we can't afford to create another blot if we do this. We just have to stop this, but it's just so front loaded. I feel like this is why it was so hard to hit 6-3. I don't know how we follow up in this position. 4-6 is going to miss though, and I think you can just get a checker home to safety if it wants. Oh, it can get to the 8 as well. I didn't see that. So maybe he does want to stay back and put pressure on that slotted 4 point that is almost never going to get covered. Almost never. And just nines. There's not a lot of only indirects, you know. That's not a 9, but it will bring a checker onto the 6. That looks nice. Double fours can't escape yet. So I think, yeah, I think he would like to fill in the 4 there. And he can't, I don't see a big reason to bury checkers, so I guess one of them's going to come down, and if one's coming down, probably both. Yeah, it seems reasonable. I think leaving the direct 6 is better than cleaning up 8-4 and playing 5-1 with it and having that midpoint to clear still. 6-5, I guess, I don't know. What is he going to do? Is he going to wait and get hit again? I feel like he probably has to go for it, but I mean, whenever he gets hit back, he's losing a gammon. And when he gets missed, he hasn't won yet. So these are a very difficult plays to make. Coming around the bend could be right, but also 2 out could be reasonable. This is probably better. He has more chances when he gets hit back to remake the 23. But yeah, again, like what is play B, right? I don't think even if we have an anchor here, if we get hit, we're losing a gammon. I think so. I I don't see that we're risking all that much more by going for the hit in this bad of a position. How did he end up with a checker on the 8 though? He's thinking about playing down instead of around. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's reasonable, but it's just another plot that's going to get him in a little more. So, um, I don't know. I think I would play his first play around the bend. And ton of gammons here. Tough for John to really leverage that by sending the cube here. He can still, I mean, there's going to be some really aggressive recubes around the corner if he sends this. I mean, one fan would be a pretty big disaster for that. Oh, he is going to send it though. I feel like option can still take this. Yeah. And so if he does fan, like it's tempting to think about it already. He does. Now he's hitting with sixes, covering with twos and fours and all these indirects. I mean, like if he covers the hard way and makes a 4 point or something like that from the mid, like maybe that's too much to take. Oh, here I feel like we should maybe make the ace here. I don't know if we can afford to continue to have two blots on board, but maybe he feels like he has enough time to reestablish with 23 now. Yeah, have we lost our market? At this score, I don't like the one, gammons become one way. I don't know if John can still play this. I mean, he still has to cover, still has an amazing board, all these things. It's not likely that he's going to get both of them, but I don't know. Like I'm pretty rusty in these scenarios, but I would be much more afraid taking this on John's side, I feel like. But he just wants to roll it. Okay. Maybe it's better to make the deuce and not leave any board shots, but this could be a long game. Maybe I'm underestimating how long it is, and that's why it's not a cube or something like that. But I mean, this looks like a disaster. It looks like every time this works, it's going to be a gammon from this position now. Maybe not from the last one. Two gets to hit, so John's got a ton of play now. Favorite again, if he wasn't already. Two enters, though. Five, I think, should just come around the bend and keep flooding the outfield. And now our game is maybe priming and containing when John enters. Since John has no timing on the front for the most part, only that 9 point to give up. I don't see why we need to do this though. This is probably focusing on attacking and trying to close, but we only have 8 in the zone, 9 after that. It's not enough. I think we need to contain. 2-1 can't hit. I think we can start spreading out again. Yeah, I like this. Reasonable. We could have just broken the mid entirely too. Double sixes stands again. And here comes the cube back in this spot now. Okay, John ready to let this go ages ago, it looks like. So maybe option was playing too good or something like this. Okay, that could have been a dangerous game for the match there. And instead we have 9 away, 5 away. A little bit of play for option. We went open for John. Double ones gets to make both priming points. Nice response for option. Okay. It's a 7, much better than making the bar point, of course. Four in, and it looks like we have to unstack 13 and 9 most likely. And then I guess once more. We'll see a last one either. 6-1 gets to link up with this funky 17-point anchor. Those can get tricky when we have like strange outfield points as our anchors like this, but it plays very similar. This is kind of a timing decision. Would he rather have the 21 back there or the 18? He could make the 18 as well. I guess the 6 should be coming out either way. He's going to keep maximum pressure though, but he looks a little stripped for this to me. I would have liked to just make the advance point and not be primed at all here. 6-3, he has this option to do it again. I mean, he must have to play the 6 from the back 24 to 18 now, I would think. You can just run all the way too, okay. I kind of feel like I'd like to have a board point. Why not play 6-3 with it? I'm not sure if I care that much where I get hit after I run. I guess it might depend how close the race is. 6-2, probably just stacking up 13 to 5. But I guess, yeah, I don't know, the boards are too close and everything like that. I don't think we can think about things like clearing the 17. Doesn't look like any sort of exciting opportunity to do that. Fours can clean up the blot in the outfield. He must be getting closer in the race, too. So I guess he probably wants to make the 3 and slot the 2 or something like this. I think it's almost a dead even race, which is making it kind of a big problem for option to be stuck back on the 21 now. 4-2, what can John do in a close race? I don't see much reason to leave shots or anything like that. He's outboarded, so I think he just probably 8-2 is the way to do it. But I guess he could unstack the 5 twice as well. Or he could play something like 6-2, 5-3. All look reasonable. I guess the maybe he's thinking about the indirect 13 to 11 as well, but the 4 with it doesn't look that much better. I think after I play something like 6-2, I would rather play 8-6 anyway. But maybe 5-1 and 13 to 11. But again, that just like I don't know why we want to put a checker on a deeper point, and I don't really know why we want that blot out in the outfield. Oh, the other thing he could be thinking about again is vacating the 17, but in a close race, I just don't think that's the idea here. So assuming that I counted the race right, I don't think that's going to be the option. Okay, he keeps the spares on the 6 instead. Interesting. Fours, okay, he must be ahead in the race pretty much now. I don't know if he can afford to give up his midpoint, but his only other option is, yeah, to make the ace from the 9 point there. So I guess I would do that. There just must be a lot of shot levers coming up next roll already. So it's a little scary. But he does have a much better board, so maybe it's a fine time to kind of volunteer at next roll. Yeah. 2-1, probably just 6-3, and now not a lot John can do when option runs from the 21. 6-4, I think's got a try. I think I'm just coming all the way around. Yeah, what else is there? Our opponent just doesn't have enough board to threaten to attack yet. Double fives. If there is a way to attack, this would be it. So doesn't do it. What? How do we have to play this? Do we just have to? If we make the three and the ace, then our last five is a real problem. Gonna volunteer a shot somewhere. So the only other play is to play them all from the midpoint and then cover the three. And I think that's what I favor here because we still see so much of the board. What is this? Well, we can keep the midpoint this way. This just looks weird to me. I don't know why we would want to. I feel like I would rather volunteer it on the mid than in front of the blot anyway, too. I'm not sure. Maybe you found some like tactical reason for that though. 6-3 looks like it's just going to cover the board. Can't do anything about the 21 point blot. And we don't want to leave directs around against a 4 point board. – 6-1. Can just make the point behind. I guess there's not really a big reason to like create blots everywhere against a better board to hit loose, other than options ahead of the race, and he doesn't want to let him run for free. But it's going to be very difficult for him to get to safety. So I think I would just make 8-2, 3-2. Deploys that dilly builder that he put on the 3.2, which tends to be very important once we put a checker there. 3-2. The shots are free if he hops out to the outfield, so I don't know if he wants to do that. So maybe he can just, yeah. I mean, the bar point's not doing any work with the mid ace and the open four, so I think I like just in and slot like that. Yeah, looks good. And most of the time, John's going to be coming to him on this roll. 4-2. Yeah, not what John had in mind. I don't think he can give up the six. Creative though. Probably the shot reducing play is just to give up the 17. Isn't he? If he's still down in the race though, maybe he wants to keep the contact somehow. I don't really see another play though. I guess if he played two down, it's only the single directs. I don't know. 99 for white, maybe before the roll. And 90 for black. Yeah, so it's pretty close. I mean, your opponent's board is better. At this score, I actually feel like you should probably cube this too. 'Cause I don't even see how John's going to bring this game home after he does this. He's like not a favorite to cover the 4 point again, and even if he does, option can just enter on the six, and he's got great contact, much more pure board. Um, yeah, and it's not like there's knockout rolls for option after when he just lets him move, so I don't think he'll choose this. This seems like the most natural because the race is reasonably close. It's going to give up a 6-5 in addition to the 2-1 and threes, so that's 15 shots. Um, and you're not even winning when you get away with it. So it's a little frustrating that way. But yeah, I mean, that's my play still. And I think the only other play is like to point. This is interesting. I feel like this should draw a cube. Like I said, when John gets away with this, I don't know how he follows up. And of course, when he hits, he's going to lose his market. Maybe just entering on the six is pretty strong here. And he's got the score deficit where he shouldn't have to face too many recubes. I don't know. John, much stronger player than I am, so I'm sure he knows something that I don't. 6-2. I don't think we want to pop to the outfield. We don't want to give up the midpoint. We don't, we don't want to do this in the board either, but I think this is the lesser of all evils to bury a checker somehow. And I kind of liked his first instinct of 6-4 to bring that checker that needs to be covered into range. Yeah, so here we are after John's play getting away with it and not being hit. And absolutely nothing pleasant to do here either. I think he's just got to hit again. I mean, it's going to be a billion shots either way, and at least that way, when he's missed, he's doing very well. Maybe even win a gammon from there. But I guess, no, it's going to increase shots to 20. So maybe if he doesn't, just plays 2 down, then it's direct. Oh no, that's a double shot as well. Yeah, I don't see any way out of this. 5s and 4s. Yeah, he just has to for the upside. And now, 20 times, he can lose his market and maybe win a gammon too. So here comes the cube. Should still be an easy take for John. When missed, he can cover with aces and deuces, and 7s and 9s are not too bad either. And with one dead checker, he isn't always going to lose a gammon when he gets hit either. It can be tough for option to figure that out or finish that out. But a nice volatile cube with a score deficit. Love sending these. Okay. John almost never going to be able to send the recube here either. Stuck playing on for the 2, or if he gets lucky and closes out, I mean, he can win 4 points here. That's still in the realm of possibility. This is a good roll to start that. Though it should still be very hard to close the 6 for a closeout. Just 11s next time, and when he doesn't roll that, he's very likely to lift it. So option finds a 6. Okay. Life for him again. I guess he doesn't feel like he needs to bring the checker down for covers. You could be right about that. It could turn into a disaster and picking up a bunch of blots very quickly. 4-2. I think same story for John, where he should just shuffle 5-3 to avoid like the nightmare. But look at this. He wants to go for it. Wants the flexibility. Wants ways to pick up that extra block to buy him time to get around. Seems reasonable. Yeah, just a lot of gammons when your opponent enters and hits somehow, which is only a 6-3 and 6-5. So if he enters with other 6s, it's a better play that way too. Yeah, maybe this is worth it. I think I'm sold. 6-5. He gets his choice of hits, and I think it's going to be the one that leaves less blots. Better position for the checker, all these things. Yeah, I mean, 15-10 looks great here. Driver's seat. 5-4. I think this wants to hit twice. I think it's worth it there. Why let your opponent make the anchor when you get away with it? Your 6s are covering so often that you're going to win a ton of gammons. Even when you get hit, he's got to bring in 2 more checkers on the 4-point before you bring 1 in on the 6. So I think you're still doing really well in that scenario too. No 4 for John. And so option in very great shape here to even out this match into a 5-point match. 3-1. That's frustrating. Maybe it's worth switching off the 5 or lifting like this. Usually we want to leave it slotted and go for the closeout, but I guess he doesn't need the closeout to win a gammon necessarily. But if he's going to do it like this, then playing the 13-10 is pretty strong to make double 6s close out. Not sure why he M3s. Yeah, you get a couple numbers that make the 4-point. You wouldn't otherwise. So I would have liked to see 13-10 there. Could be, I mean, now you have an argument for playing 13-8 instead, but it tends to be still like just as many numbers to make the point 6 away. He's going to come all the way in and get 6-1. Yeah, where he could have had 6s, 3s the other way, so. But he gets more numbers to attack when John enters. 6-4. I'm gonna leave that, so now he's got 6-1-2 combos. Still should be in great shape to win a gammon here. Double fours. Wow. Okay. Here goes the gammon. Yeah, I don't think it's time to leave the shot in the outfield. Option very likely to win 2 points here still though. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 10 crossovers for John. Yeah, so still very unlikely, but doubles help a little bit. Yeah, the distribution looks a little awkward when we take off the 5. But, I mean, the 2 is going to be stacking 3 days no matter what. So, yeah, I don't know if we can afford to put 2 checkers on the ace. I think I like this. 4, 3 is just coming around the bend. Simple stuff for John. Now, if he had to bury that checker, maybe he'll run with one instead since he's not really worried about being attacked from the 6, but he doesn't have to waste any pips for that play. So, simple, most likely going off the anchor with 1 checker this next roll. Yeah, 5-2 should work. 4, 3, just clearing from the rear. Then bigger might have been nice, but at least he's not leaving a shot. 5-2. I'm not sure what the best way to maximize, entering possibilities is here, but I mean, I know it does look like the five's coming from the back, and then I don't know which two. Those are always very confusing to me. I guess players can spend time figuring them out. I don't know how you figure that out. 6-1-5-1-4-1. No, and we can't take 2 extra checkers off anyway, so I think he's going to be happy to clear. Great contact. And what is this? This is 9 checkers, so at least 3 rolls away. Ooh, it's not very big. There's a little bit of gammon hope, but most likely saved by John, I think. Just 5 crossovers to go. All right, only gets one again, though. That's a problem. All right, now there's a little bit of threat of gammon here. 5-2 is in. Yeah, so a set here, of course, would do it. Twos are better. No such luck, and so I'll need John to roll some small numbers. Not a whole lot of them out there. 2 ones, one of them. That'll be a gammon. All right, even match. 5-way, 5-way. All right, even scores. 6-3 is just going to split. Tends to be the play. 4-2 gets hit back. 3-6 returns on the bar. Okay. 1-6 gets the hit again. Has to leave that third checker on the 24, though. Big liability for John. 5-4 gets to enter and send a fourth checker back. And so a little bit of development and Afshin will be in great shape here. John needs to establish some forward anchor or something else going on here. I think with this roll, he's happy to hit loose on the 5 again. What's the difference between 4 and 5 back? And the upside is to have a better board, take away some of the escaping or building for Afshin. Tempo is worth quite a bit. Okay. 5's going to hit. There's no reason to worry about timing or anything like this here and not hit or something like that. And then he can just make the anchor with it. I think, yeah, 5-4 is going to make the 20. Okay. 6-3 can make the bar point, I do believe. 6-4. We can't make the deuce point with this many checkers back. So what else are we gonna try here? Maybe just the 6 out, 22 to 16, and the 4 down, or the 4 could play 8 to maybe 8 to 4 is a little bit better here. Not get too many blots involved, but our opponent is kind of excited to leave the 18. I don't know. But I think we need to do something like this. I guess the only 6 that I see is like almost even viable is that 22 to 16. Then we should pick our best 4. We don't want to stay on a 24-20 back game. They're a little too spread out and tough to win from there. So it'd be nice to keep the checker back on the 22 and have like a better anchor slotted. But everything else is just too destructive and plays too deep in the board when we're likely to have to play a long contact game like that. So I like this bit of it. And then I don't know if we need to strip our midpoint anyway. I think just 8 to 4. I think I don't want to give my opponent a way to hit off the 18 and leave. And yeah, I don't really. I like having the spare on the midpoint to play with right now. And I want to start making board points. Yeah, okay. Coming 24-20 is reasonable as well. We definitely don't want to stay back there. So maybe his plan is to like make the 16 with it or something like this. It's probably pretty good. Aces does not seem like it has a whole lot of options. Not a good roll for option. 6-3 cannot link up with that outfield blot. Oh, it can make the 10 point though. That'll work. Any piece of structure along the way is looking kind of nice right now for John. 2-1, ugly. I think he probably needs to unstack the 6. Yeah, it's too heavy. I mean, if, I guess otherwise playing 13 to 10, but it strips the midpoint anyway and all these things. It just feels like the only thing to do with this position. What is this, a 1-5? I can't quite see. But I think John still just, okay, he can make the, oh, interesting. Maybe he should just make the 5 point. I don't know really why he wants the blocking 10. And he would like to have a better board right now for sure. It's going to be super important. I think I would just take the opportunity to do that. 6-1, still nothing really going on for options. So I think he's stuck playing 13 to 7. And then I don't mind 3 to 2 just to reduce shots by a little tiny bit. Duplicate with cover numbers, things like that. No ace is particularly good either, though. He's just hoping for some miracle doubles to bring this home. I can't see this hit, though. I don't know why we want to leave a double shot on board when our opponent's so far down in the race and all these things. I think we have to try to. I mean, I think we're stuck with this annoying safe game plan now. Yeah, doesn't look good. Okay, he's gonna try this out. Who knows, maybe. Fives, it's gonna kind of work on that roll. So he could make the 15 right away, but he also can find some way to cover the 5, which I think he's gonna want to do. Maybe he should cover that. Could cover it and make the 3, and option just has no way to hit right now too. And it's like whatever he wants to do really, it looks pretty good here to me. I like this. Those 2 blots on board and only a 1 point board make it not scary to do this, so why not just make a very strong board as fast as possible? I guess, I don't know, he could do like make the 15 and clean up 10 to 5. All these other safe plays actually look pretty constructive anyway too, so I don't really mind any of them. None of them are too bad. Yeah, giving up the 8, you might want that eventually, especially coming home against the 18, so I can see a reason to keep it. 3-4, I don't think you can afford to hit. I guess it's not so bad though. They're all indirects. Oh no, not the aces that hit. Maybe it's an okay time to do it. This board isn't so strong yet. It's just a lot of blots around and things like that. 6-4. I still want to make like pure points in order, so I'm inclined to switch off the 8 and make the 4 here, but leaving the anchor seems pretty wild. Is the race actually like close now? 143 after this play to 143 to 122 maybe. Yeah, so he's still down a lot. So I feel like when you're down a lot, you need to keep your anchor forever. Just to make sure that if he does escape with sets or whatever, that you still have that contact game plan. The blots and board and the better board and everything like that, I don't see any big worry in giving up the 8 and making the 4. I just want a better board. I want to make sure that I'm ready for contact if I'm going to get a shot because that's how I'm going to win this game is to turn it around with a hit. All right, fours is going to find some safety somewhere. I think we should play 18 to 14 twice, and then maybe we have to shift 7 to 3 with it and leave a lot of outfield annoyance. I guess the other play would be to just release the midpoint entirely. Wonder if that could be better. It looks like it would be more flexible. 'Cause it looks like the next roll is going to be difficult to play, and it's hard to see how we're going to bring this home safely without leaving shots. John's board is very good. So if we do this though, but like I think our last one has to be the ugly 6 to 2, which is this really safer? Might buy us more time. It's not super clear. I guess I favor this. I guess it seems like we're gonna have more space to play off the 9 and just shuffle things around and just play with our racing lead. Yeah, so it seems to be the right game plan again. 4-1. I think he just wants to make the 3 point. 8 point doesn't feel very important here, but having that 6-way contact between the mid and the bar point is very strong. Hard for Oshun to find his way out of this without a set. 3-2 is going to cover the 4. Yeah, well, of course we like a spare on the 6. By the way, the Art Gammon guys asked me to mention that they're playing on an Art Gammon board here. Um, that'll be your featured tournament board all weekend. Yeah, playing from the back and not leaving a direct shot looks good here. Really pity run. 5-4 misses, huh? Again, like safety just feels like the key. I guess he could run all the way, but I mean, I think the hits are too expensive here. I think he just has to wait and hope for a set. So I think I'd just give up the bar point. This is 17 plus 5-3 and 4-4 is 20. Yeah, just too many shots, I think. This is not quite legal, but yeah, still the right idea, I think. Now, of course, he's going to leave a lot of shots next time still, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe he rolls a set and gets away with it. Maybe he gets the cube before he has to. 'Alright, he's going to go for it. See if John can capitalize. He does. So the game's not over after the hit either. I mean, it's like maybe a little bit of reason why he's thinking about it, but it's pretty bad. On a fan, I don't know if he can play this. Yeah, there's still gammons here with 5 checkers outside. Maybe I would treat that like an average of 15 pips or something, since the crossovers are short. In which case, this would look like a little over maybe 25 to 30% gammons, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, giving up 20 shots that win that way when we fan, it's only half of them seems like a lot to be given up late in the game. 5-way, 4-way. I'm not looking at XG as I do this, so I could be wrong about everything. I'm not watching the chat either to see if anyone's in there watching with me. We have 4-1. 5-4 isn't enough of a trail where we want to slot 6 to 5. I don't know if we ever tend to want to do that. The builder's already so good where it is. 5-2 just splits. Yeah, that's the normal play. And what did he get to do here? Oh, like a 4-1 to make the 5 point? Yeah. 4-1 for John. Yeah, what else? Annoying, the double hit isn't super strong, but we don't have anything more productive, and stops our opponent from attacking or building for a roll. 4-2 is going to enter 2. And John at this 4-way, 5-way score line actually doesn't have to adjust too much with the cube. At least doesn't have to be more conservative. If he gets into a gammonish position, he might actually send it normal or even more aggressive because a gammon will win him the match. Unique score here. And 6-4. I guess this is just going to come around the bend. It's very nice to be on the 11 point to contain that single checker back as well. So really a pretty well placed checker. 5-3. I don't know what the race is like. If it's enough, I mean, you could already be thinking about running, but it doesn't seem like that kind of game. Probably just needs to make the pure point, but of course he'd like to cover the blot on the ace at some point too. I just don't see a good 3 with it if he does that. Down to leave the indirects, I guess, but I mean, yeah, this seems pretty natural. 6-2. Can't build any points. And same thing for option here. If he's ahead enough in the race, it's tempting to just try to run. I guess the 6 could clean up now, but again, he kind of likes that containment checker. I don't know. I kind of like the checker on the 11. I don't want to have to do anything with it. I guess this escapes better. I don't know if he wants to step into that or not. Yeah. He steps up, then I want to run. I don't really like parking there. Double twos looks like it's going to miss, but it gets to make the 4 point. Very nice. I don't think he wants to play two off the mid instead, but maybe it restricts movement a little bit and keeps spares better distributed. Last two I don't really know about otherwise too. Okay. This is probably just safetying somehow. I was trying to count the race and I lost track. But yeah, I mean, of course we'd like to make a board point here, but when we have one checker half escaped, if we can just get it all the way escaped and have our opponent be the only one that's trying to run, it's a pretty big advantage. So after this play, it looks like 130 for black, and I think it might have been 140 for white. 130, 130 each. So this is beautiful. I mean, we also don't want to risk the race if it's dead even. And Afshin with a clear lead in this game, having escaped, even though the race is even. So if he can make a little more structure or point on head one time, he could end up having a very strong cube here. And John just looking to escape and best case play a 50-50 game, which isn't that exciting for him either. Yeah, so the blocking point leaves threes to just take over the race for option or for John. I don't think that can be. I think priming's that important here. John is having a hard enough time escaping with the single checker, and we have so much race both ways here that I think we need to preserve it. But he blocks sixes. That must be what he's thinking about. Doesn't want his opponent to just be able to escape that easily. 6-5 gets to run. Okay, so that should be a decent racing lead for John. I don't remember exactly how we adjust the like what the raw take points are and stuff. I could probably calculate it here, I guess. I tend to remember the 5 point match equities well enough. I know it's 55-45 here, and then 3-away, 5-way drops to 35. 4-way, 3-away, I think is like, what is that one? That one I don't remember. But yeah, you do the math. We'll look it up. But I expect it's not so. I mean, it's never in these kinds of scores. It doesn't tend to be so much. It might be like a pip difference than money or something like that, or than normal score. But it should play pretty similarly here. And then the recubes for the trailer will be like slightly more potent. Probably factoring both of those in. You'd like to get the 2-way more than 3-way as well. 3 is going to cover and get ready for contact. I guess when you're trailing in the race too, you tend to try to keep the contacts, but he's not trailing by that much. So like giving up the midpoint could be fine here. Just make sure you don't have any disasters happen. Guess I don't mind stacking up the 4 point either. Both look good. Double fours. Yeah, I think both just on the 5 point looks great. Yeah, so you just doesn't need to maximize crossovers too much. Maybe there's some better distribution play you could make. I don't know. Is that like a 3-1? That's pretty unfortunate for him. If so, then yeah, I guess that's the play I make. And the ace is coming in for sure. We can think about playing 8 to 5 instead. Stack on this six is pretty bad. So we have 8 checkers on the six right now, and 7 checkers elsewhere. Be 67, 75, 85, 96 for black, and 22, 31, 61, 72, 77, and 7 is 84. I forgot what I said over black, but 84 for white. 96, 84 to 96. That should be way too much to take. And it does kind of look like that, right? That we're down more than like 10 pips if we just look at how things are spread out there. So what was that sequence? Oh, 16 pips for John and 4. So yeah, gaining 12 pips in a close race should almost always be enough to win it there. Once he was down. But on we go to 5-way, 3-way. A mini adjustment score. Still a little bit of recube big for the leader, not a ton though. Gammons are still worth a little bit. And recube's very potent for option, so it's scary to send those initial cubes for John. But not as scary as some other scores though. So he's gonna hit, and then I think the best deuce is to split too. That's good to me. 3-2. I think it's just gonna make the 22. Had the option of making the 10 as well, but I think the defensive point was against the board is worth more here. 6-4 can. Is there any reason to just make the anchor and let our opponent off? I don't think so. I think we want to make the 7 point and then find whatever four. Maybe we step into it. But I don't think we need to be playing such aggressive defense here. I think we can afford to make the blocking structure. But of course, it's tempting to make this bar point anchor. I guess the fours that hit and leave aren't so comfortable. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's only a 2 point board, so he's going to go for it. But this can get into a gammonish position for action pretty quickly. 5-5 looks like it's going to point on the 3, and then I don't know where the last one is yet. Maybe just out to not create another blot. Down seems fine too. To increase ammunition and all this. 5-6 doesn't look pleasant. Guess he's probably going to hide a blot behind. Option looks like he should have a cube. And I don't know if John wants to take this or not. Blots around. I mean, he's not on the bar yet. He could still anchor. There's only 9 in the zone. So maybe for money, I'd be thinking about it for sure. What would I do? I mean, the cube has to come here, I think, regardless of score and all that. Now, would I even be thinking about taking this for money? I mean, I haven't been hit yet, so I kind of feel like yes, and my opponent still has to get off the anchor. But my presuming my opponent has the raise and has position and threats, maybe this is one of these early game ones that you should just let go for money too. So I'm talking myself into a pass at the score almost certainly. But Maybe I'm way off in the race. 56. 141 for black. And yeah, I think he was ahead in the race too. That was a strange one though. All right, four away, three away. Now we're into the big adjustment scores. I think actually that option can pass a little more often here, just to let him get to four-way, two-way, where he really has huge cube leverage. So an unusual three-away doubling score potentially. 6-3. No tricks with this opening roll at asymmetric scores though, just the split like usual. I think the leader would be happy to split too. 6-2 is going to hit. 5-1 cannot take the checker off the bar point, so oh, he's going to hit for a tempo on the 3. Yeah, okay. Seems reasonable. Always looks a little weird to strip the 8 that way, but I guess he can't afford to let his opponent build here with such great structure on the front. John enters and anchors. That's a great thing to have when you have a leading score. 6 gets to, I think he wants to hit here. I feel like he just has to mix it up somehow. Then I guess the ace, why not? Yeah, just step up 10-9. We don't really want to, 24, we don't like to blot on the 23, so I think we want to leave those checkers placed where they are. 2-1 sends another checker back, 3 back for each. 1-6 establishes the bar point. I think we need the anchor. I mean, we could hit loose, but it doesn't seem like enough gain. 4-2 gets to hit without giving up the anchor. That's pretty nice. And 4-3, I think he'd rather keep, yeah, he gets to enter and hit. Okay. I don't think he wants to make another advanced anchor here. I think he likes being spread out back behind that bar point anchor too, keeping a whole bunch of contacts. Give John a lot of trouble playing his checkers safely. 3-2, I think he's got less checkers back, so why not just link it up and keep it simple? I like that. Score kind of points that way too. 6-3 can finally make a board point, so I think that's worth doing here. Even though it's behind the anchor, there's likely to be a lot of contacts very soon here, so I think working on having the advantage there is important. 5-5 turns this into a blitz, it looks like. Only 8 in the zone and 3 back, so it's a little weaker than normal, but I don't think there's a good enough, just like safe running play. Wow, huge shot for option. I think he should keep that 23 and make the 4 point, though I don't know where he's playing his checkers next time when he does this, so a little bit tricky. John really needs to reestablish the 8 points. Can't do it. Ugh. Maybe the 6 is coming out from the back. I guess he has the option to play to the 4 point from the midpoint. Um, but if he plays the 6 out from the back, he could slot the 5 point instead, the better point as well, or he could just come all the way around to the 11 and leave them both in front of an anchor. I don't really know. They all seem reasonable to me. I don't see a big difference between any. I guess I feel like I'd rather slot the better point, but the merit of the 13-4 is that it leaves the best distribution. Feels like it leaves spares everywhere and the most covers and all these kinds of things. Maybe that is better that way. I feel like John is pretty good at spending time to find tactics like this. So we must have found some reason to slot this better point instead. 2-4 is going to get to hit. I guess just continue to the bar. Don't see any other fours. 5-1 gets the cover. Not a bad shot. Now, what is option thinking about? I don't think he has any sort of cube action to think about here. Looks like a pretty even game. I can't tell who's winning. 3-1. Yeah, doesn't want to give things up, so I don't see anything to do but play behind. 6-1. Okay. Was forced to come out to the midpoint. Not too bad. 4-5. So what wants to go? We can give up almost any of the points here. John is so flexible out there, though. Feels a little rich to, well, it doesn't feel like we have the time for anything but to give up the 23, but we have to leave it direct in the outfield, which is really frustrating. Uh, if we give up the 18, we're doing that anyway. If we give up the 8, I just don't see how we play our next roll. If we give up the 13, then at least we're forcing our opponent off the anchor, but they get to control the outfield. So I don't see any strong enough contender to do anything but just 22 to 14. I mean, if we're going to leave a shot here out on that 14 point, why not give up the deeper point instead? I guess it might depend on the race a little bit here. But yeah, just flow of the position and no spares anywhere leads me to think that this has to be it. And even when John rolls a 2 here, his other number might not play so well with it. It still keeps a lot of pressure in back. It can be very difficult to continue to attack with only 8 in the zone right now. Brings a ninth into the zone with that roll. But it's not in a great place. I don't see any other play we can make though either. Like running off the anchor here or something. 2-1. I guess we can clean up. Oh yeah, and step up out of the way of that spare. That's actually a pretty nice deuce. Double twos. Ooh, do we have some creative switching available here? We could just play 13 to 11 and come out to the bar. Lots of plays like this available. Depends on the race a lot, but I kind of don't see much reason not to play 6 to 4 with two of them here. Feels very nice to just take away some of the timing and then 13 to 11. I guess we're pretty strict after that. 92, yeah. So if we do this, then I feel like we want more spares to play with 13 to 11, but it's another point to clear up, so I'm not completely clear on that. 117 after the roll. I like this play. 45. Yes, he's way ahead in the race. So I guess really he wants to find ways to bring this home. So that makes me a little less clear on that play. But 5-2 is likely going to be hitting. You can pick and pass now too. Yeah, if he can just get a fan, it's going to buy him time to kind of break points. I mean, he could just play 20 to 13, but I think Option's still in a good enough position to attack and it doesn't look great. I guess, I mean, he doesn't, I don't know for sure. It's only the threes that hit loose. It's not like very well diversified, not a lot of follow up. Hard to pass up hitting and taking away half a roll though. 5-3 fans. So I think I'd still be. Ooh, I think we want to just advance both here. Maybe it's creating a little bit extra context to create the 18. We'd rather continue to the 16. I don't know, but it feels pretty nice to me to just like. I guess after you come out to the 18, then you get to pick which point you want 6 contact with, and then you might as well clean up the blot with it and have a spare to play in the board. I feel like so. That would be my idea. Ooh, very nice shot for option. I think he just wants to, yeah, pick it up. Now he's got a nice holding game with nothing for John to attack anymore. 3-1 is one of the more awkward shakes. I guess we're just going to switch to the deuce. Really doesn't want to leave shots here, but I mean, yeah, he's going to need some sets to bring this home safely. Option should have plenty of spares to work with and improve his board. If he can fill in the five, he'll be doing great. That could be hard to do here, though. Oh, he gets to try right away, though. Three slots and the five deploys a spare from the 18. Nice start. Double sixes. All right. It's one specific set away. Otherwise, he's going to be leaving double shots a lot of the time, not triple shots here. There are some nasty sixes coming up. 4-2 can't cover in time, though. But yeah, the shot's coming now, so I think making the ace is worth it. I like that play by option. And John has some nasty sixes and fives, 4-6. Okay, reduces to just sixes and aces. Double shot. He's going to send on the double shot. Is that right? Maybe. 20, fairly easy take for John, he says. But I guess he's likely to leave a double shot next roll, too. I don't know. Yeah, so even as he's missed, I don't know what John is doing exactly, but he's got so much to play with in the race in the open 5 point. I think that's probably why he took it so quickly. I think the other two has to come off the midpoint here. Only creates a 5-6. I don't know. Guess maybe there's not a big difference between 18 and 16, but that's my instinct. Builders try to close out. An option could find a gammon for the match here in some weird scenarios where John fans a couple times here. 4-3's a fan. So I think option would like the ace before he makes any board points here, but 6-2, he'll take it, I guess, and make the 5 point. Now, any two that enters and cleans up that blot is huge for John. 2-3, for example. A lot harder to win a gammon now. And really, I guess option hasn't even won this game yet. I think, okay, he's going to go for the switch. The hitting loose seems reasonable too, but yeah, I guess this is probably better. We would like more checkers in range of closing the four. Yeah, he's going to rethink it. Maybe that's too hard to follow up on. But so if we do make that play, then I think 18 to 14 covers the outfield just in case he rolls like 4-5, 4-6 kind of stuff. Yeah, against the 5 point board, it's probably better than being hit. So maybe we don't want to go loose. I don't. I don't know why we want to. So he's thinking about builders and trying to create more numbers to close it, but he's only going to get 5-4 if he advances further. He gives up a really good 5-4 himself, but the 4-6 is really strong too. So this doesn't look like it covers the outfield as effectively as staying back on the mid to me, all these things, but 6-6 fans. 4-3, I think same ideas. I'd probably be searching for the 13 and the 14 here, but I'm gonna start thinking about getting builders in range now too. Yeah, that looks really strong for coverage. 3-2. I don't know for sure on this one. Now I think we might want to start to, yeah, I like this a lot. There we go. Double twos, 4-2 gets a couple different numbers. And we still keep our double shot whenever our opponent escapes the outfield with random force. These are tricky to kind of navigate home though. We have that open high point. 6-4. Well, I guess I don't see a ton of reason to leave extra shots here, so I'm probably just playing 14 to 8 and 13 to 9. It's only the 4-5. We're sad about a 4-6. I haven't lost the game on a 4-6 though. We're not down enough in the race where I feel like we need to slot here, I don't think. 374. An even race, yeah. It's really important to hit here. If anything, maybe at some earlier points it would have made it like better to slot then, but I don't think anymore. Yeah, I think he's just got to safety the block, try not to get hit, and just win the race that way. But still a lot of game for John here. Makes his take look pretty clear. All right, timely fan. Option still very unlikely to close the board here on his way home, but has a winning race. Maybe 6 to 5 with it is a little better here. Yeah, takes away the double twos still close, and it makes sure that the double sixes work, things like that. Usually it's awkward once we're bearing off to have a spare on the six, but not on the five like that. 5-3 clears safely, and four is in for John. Doesn't make a lot of difference, other than he might be forced to leave. I think the race is too bad here. If he rolls double sixes, it could be good. But 6-2 for option is the only thing he's trying to dodge. He's going to go for the pick and pass. Yeah, I think that makes sense. He could be just peeling checkers too. Usually putting your opponent on the bar and letting him fan a little bit is pretty strong. 4-5 forced out. Yeah, I'm not sure what he prefers he would have done there now. All right, two off for sure. And we're going to fill in the four, and then I don't know what to do with the deuce. Maybe we just play 6 to 4 again is fine, and then our deuces fill in a gap. Our sixes are good from the 5 point. But the four looks a little troublesome here to me. Too off. All right, off the gammon. Looking like two-way, three-way coming. Option can hang on. Yeah, still doable. Not anymore. Two-way, three-way. So two-way, three-way, of course, is a dead cube when John sends it, and um, John can only pass if he has less than 25%. That's his match equity at Crawford game. So yeah, in a gammon sensitive where cubes are going to cancel gammons too, he's going to want to play two down just like that instead of splitting and being blitzed. But yeah, not going to have to get too much advantage to send that cube over. Not a bad start. Again, I was doing a lot of work for a while on that four-way, two-way. I think if he makes a point that the fives can be enough to send it, but I don't think two down is. But not a bad start for him at all. 3-2. We rolled double five, so we need to split. But I think John's going to be, or sorry, Option's going to be a little hesitant to do that because he doesn't want to lose a gammon at the score. He doesn't feel like he wants to provoke against 10 checkers in the zone. That's probably his only hesitation. but I think 2 up must be, just feels positionally like the thing to do here. This does not see the light. I don't know why we wouldn't go for the other split if we're going to go for any, but yeah, I guess just to make sure we're not attacked on high points is his goal here. 2-1. Succeeds, I guess. I think John's kind of stuck hitting here, even though he has a weaker board. There's just nothing better to do, really. All right, the 3 hits, and I guess the 6 is just going to pop out. No room for much else. His minor split is working out so far. John fans, wow. Very tough for option to find a well-timed cube this early in the game. Maybe once it gets to the end and it's just a race and there's no gammons available, but might as well have to wait. So we could have an anchor. He could continue to. We can do this. Hmm. He's just going to go all in on offense. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I didn't see a strong play, but being able to link up 22 to 18 in a two-way game seems very strong. So I would have had trouble passing that up. Play all offense. 1-3. One enters. I guess what can we do with the 3-bit hit? Leaving a shot anyway. Yeah, and so no cube leverage for option in a gammonish game like this. He's just hoping to play it out and win an undouble gammon for the match. And a 3 to hit is a good start. 4 checkers back. That ugly third checker on the 24 against a 4-point board. Lots of problems for John here. That's not bad though. I think he needs to advance and try to make a bid for the 20, even though he's going to be attacked there a lot. Nothing, can't hit with a 4 anyway. I think it's just better to provoke. The only other option is to come down there, but yeah, I don't know what this accomplishes. Maybe, I guess it leaves us on the board to attack and make points next roll. It's like the only argument I can see for it. 5-2, so it would have been hitting loose, probably not now. So I suppose it should be pretty strong to clean up a blot and was it 3-2? Oh, and make I don't know, I missed something. 6-4. I don't think he can hit. It's coming off the back somehow. I'm still tempted to just take them both off the back. You really can't have all those checkers stuck back there. I've noticed John's a little more comfortable playing that way though. Guess the other idea would be to go all the way like this. 5-3. Well, it has pressure on the midpoint now, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I guess this reduces shots. We're really happy when we get to make it. Why not? 4-6 is going to hit and link up lots again. Very nice. I think that's better than hitting again. I think we can still hope to kind of swing everything around together when we play this way and respect our opponent's 4-point board. Double twos. Ooh, this feels pretty restricted. I guess we can just play them all from the back. I think that's exactly what we should do instead of giving up anything on the front side. We really need all that timing there to buy us time to get home. Just lucky enough to be able to fit them all in back there. 6-3 has an opportunity to hit twice or make the 3-point. Hitting twice looks pretty good here. It should be mostly only 4s. We could have time to make an advanced anchor, things like that. My opponent's looks pretty flexible here though, so I don't want to give him full freedom to play his role and maybe escape, I don't think. This feels like the right time to go for something like this. 2-1 is going to enter both, okay. Both not entirely unhappy after that sequence. I think we just got to play for safety for John here and make our opponent try to escape again. So I want to play 13 to 10 and only leave indirects, but maybe actually it's not reducing that much. So maybe you could think about some distribution 9 to 6. I don't really know. This is a nice builder for the 5.2 though. 6-5 can just anchor up. Beautiful shot. I don't think it's better than just running one for the flexibility. And what does John pull up with? Yeah, it's always tempting to make the 5 point here, but yeah, so the three's going to go there for sure. Can he afford to give up the three to escape though? I think when option really needs to run soon, he just can't afford to give up the shot. So yeah, I think it's more important to clean up here as well. Five one. What do you have in mind? Maybe now's the time to volunteer a shot though, or opponent's board is weak, about to get better. I kind of am quite tempted to give up the midpoint here. We can duplicate aces if we play them both out there too. Yeah, it's hard to imagine the role where we're like really upset. We still have our link with the bar point, everything like that. So I think this is just enough more flexible to be worth doing and not playing behind. 3-2 is going to cover. And I think he should still. Oh, it's a 3-1? Yeah, that's a much better play if he lets you. Option says you must play a 3-2, actually. Oh, yeah, I've been instructed to get out of my chair and run out there and tell him if they make an illegal play. Option caught it already. So yeah, I think he's just given up this point. Well, he wants to think about making a 3 point instead. This It's another blocking point, but I struggle to imagine how the purity isn't more important here. Very interesting. 3-1 gets to make the 5 point. Definitely worth leaving the ace shot out there. Would have been harder to leave the ace shot though. Had John made the five, I feel like. I don't know. To what? Can't quite see it. 4-2, I guess, huh? 4-1. Can't quite clean up. This is getting awkward. I guess he's got to leave a shot there, yeah. And then the 6 out to hit is very worth it for John. Most of the time, he'll be able to get out of direct contact, and so it's not even that scary against the 5 point board here necessarily. There goes the 8 point anyway. Yeah, I guess he could give up the 14, but I feel like some deeper contact and outfield control is worth more here while our opponent struggles to release the 18. Any ace is pretty nice for option. 5-6, of course. Anything to close that 6 prime. No such luck, so I think he'll just be 8-2 and 7-5. And waiting it out since John's about to give up some points as well. Could still win a gammon for a match in this position. Scary one for John. Oh, there goes the 9, and it gets to make a 4 point board. Oh, he can do it this way. Yeah, but it gives up indirect shots. This doesn't seem worth it to me. I don't know. Could be wrong, but gives up all sevens, right? No such luck. So we'll just be cleaning up another blot. Did leave this maybe a little more flexible, but I feel like he could have, in most cases, just left that indirect shot out there anyway next roll if he wanted to. 5-2 can make the ace with everything, yeah. Pretty good for John. Option still looking for a 7 to like huge swing this match. No such luck, but he doesn't have to volunteer. 6-1. Has to leave a shot either way. So I think, wow, I really don't know what to do this one. Oh, he can hop out. This is threes and ones. He's going to get hit loose a lot here. Can he really do this? Wow. This is a gammon for the match so often. Sevens, tens, threes and ones all hit, so that's like 20 plus 5-2 is 22. 3-1 closes. Yeah, I mean, this looks likely to be the match. I feel like I don't know if we can get away with running out like that. I think you just got to leave it in the outfield somewhere. Hindsight is 2020. And now John looking likely to lose a gammon for the match on this one. All three checkers up. Doesn't get to do that every time in this position, but he had decent timing to pick them all up. So it's going to be fairly likely. 5-2. We could bring two in, but that'll leave double sixes. It's not the distribution we're looking for. So what else can we do? Yeah, I don't think there's anything better. Sixes and fives leave a shot. Disastrous one, too. Okay, dodges that bullet. Looking in the driver's seat to clear safely again. Yeah, so he does leave a shot on 6-5 after this roll, but this is actually a very nice distribution still. Our sets work well and stuff like that. We're so likely to take a checker off next roll. It's usually worth giving up the 6-5 here. Double fives, for example, played beautifully. Potentially a knockout blow for option. No shot levers this roll. Looking for an ace or something like that to leave it awkward, though. Sixes is not going to do that. Yeah, there's not a lot to hope for John here anymore. Two in. There goes the gammon, and option is going to advance in the super jackpot in round one. Well played match by both. That was an exciting one, and I think we're going to have another match tonight. Maybe. Okay.
So there'll be another one.
Cool.
And as soon as we know who they are, we'll be back and let you know.
Yeah, we'll be back soon. I'm going to take a quick break. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's it. Oh, I can mute it too and do that for you. Hey everybody, Nick Blazer back here again with round two of the Super Jackpot. Looks like we're gonna have Katalin Bukur playing the bottom checkers and Nekulai Shinte on the top. And Nekulai opening with a 5-2 and it's gonna be a down player. Okay. We get to see a little bit different stuff in this one. That's always exciting to me. 4-5 is gonna split. I think he's probably supposed to play down in response. So this is the interesting thing about playing down in the openings is that your opponent might not know what you're supposed to do with them. Feels forced to hit. That seems about right. Yeah, and come out to the bar. Maybe, yeah, I guess maybe making the 2 points fine since you have kind of the wrong number of sixes there. Six hits back on the bar. Ooh, it looks like they're going to play fast too, which is kind of exciting. See if I can figure out what I would do in time. This hits back on the bar. Beautiful. Five is going to hit, and four is going to anchor up. We're in. Six hits to anchor up. Okay, so we end up in a sort of simple mutual holding game. Both with a little bit extra though, with the extra checker back. And Necula is stuck with the deuce point already, a deep point that he wouldn't rather have necessarily. 4-3 doesn't seem to do anything that he wants it to. It must be like a close race too. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like just running out to the outfield can possibly be it. But everything else is burying deep in the board, putting a six checker. It seems like the only checker that wants to move. So I'm quite tempted to play 22 to 15 for that. Alone. The loose hit could be okay. I mean, he's outboarded, so it's not usually indicated that way. But for lack of options, and it's only a deuce point, 2 point board, could be fine. Could be fine. Four is going to hit. Deuce cannot. Yeah, so I guess it can come down this way. Guess we don't want to unstack the board. 4-2 is probably going to try to hit loose and board again now. If it was okay last time, it must have only gotten better here. 4-2 hits, and now the deuce can unstack from the six to the four and put a second checker up. Beautiful shot from Nikolai. And on some poor entries, we could see a cube already here. 6-3 is not one of them. Two anchors is going to be enough to keep Kathleen alive in this game for sure. 6-3 gets to. Oh, it can hit, I guess, but it also could have covered. Maybe this is more important. I don't really know. Double force. There's your answer. Oh, he gets to hit twice. Wow, huge shot. Huge shot. Five enters one. And Kathleen looking to continue the attack. And the two anchors, he doesn't have to be too afraid to do it either. Just kind of hit loose with whatever. If that's a 1-4 like it looks like, I guess the four should come from the back because I don't think we want to break the mid quite yet, but we would rather be getting a checker involved in the offense here. Two in the air and another six, so we're gonna leave another one up. So Kathleen's still with the tempo here. 5-2 is going to point on head. We would have liked to cover the five, but when we roll the 5-2 that doesn't cover, then we make the 3 point anyway. And here we're making it on head, so better. We should still get a shot at the checker on the bar point. Things are looking pretty good now. Only one in again. This could be, I guess he must be down in checkers back and raised by quite a bit. But man, all the tempo threats look very strong here. Yeah, six is going to come down and hit for sure, I think. Oh, I guess he gets his options in sixes this way. Sure, okay. Actually, I like this. I guess maybe I would have hit from the mid and then remade the mid. For an anchors, okay, that saves everything from Nekuli. And now way too much freight to move around for Katsuli in here to claim this game anytime soon. 6-1. I'm not sure here. It's nice to cover the bar point, of course, but I don't know if we want to give up the mid to do it. So maybe we should just let one of our anchors go. And maybe that should be the 21. And that could hop out and keep fives and threes duplicated everywhere, and we could just clean up the blot 7-6 or something like that. Is there any duplication of that? I don't think there actually is. Guess we also could play 20 to 13 and like actually save the plot. This seems reasonable as well. Ace in, three's gonna hit, I think. Which one? Okay, he's gonna, yeah, the anchor. And he's this far ahead, why not? Only 7 checkers in the zone, so not a lot of blitzing threat. I like it. And six has got a hit. It's worth giving up the mid to try here. Slightly better board. He's just gonna make the positional play and keep all his points intact, okay? And that's gonna make Nekulai feel ready to send the cube. I don't see a ton of threat on this side of the board though. I guess he's got 3 blots around that he can put in the air here. It should be a pretty easy take with the anchor. Only 2-point board. 5-2, yeah, it looks like it just sits in the rear there from the 18. But he also wants to make a positional play. Interesting, okay. He looks strong there to me. 4-1 can just clean everything up. Maybe the race is closer than I realized. 60, 40 is 100, and 128. Never going to get there, am I? 168 for black. And a bunch for white or something. Brain's too tired for that. What is this? Is this a 3-2? A little trouble seeing the dice now. So I think we just still want to keep checkers moving around in a flexible way. Then, I mean, we could play all the way out and only play with 1 blot, but I really like the look of this for some reason. I don't have a good reason, but it just seems like we cover a lot of the board and have the most builders that way. And Nekulai's got to give up a point to hit. Yeah. That must be time, huh? We're in. I think we can give up the anchor hit. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty weak to have the extra dead checker back on the deuce, but there are 9 in the zone now. It's a deep point as well. So pretty sure Nekulai will be hitting again here. Or he wants to hit the back checker. Interesting. I would have thought to come in the other way and go for the better point. 4. Hit an anchor. Beautiful shot. 1 in, and yeah, having an anchor looks pretty nice. Yeah, this is, I mean, he could just speed up the bot. I guess he'd rather have this point maybe. 18 to 14 looks like the other option. Oh, he can make the 5 point. Yeah, I like this a lot better, actually. I didn't even notice this. Yeah, making some offense in this game with so many checkers back and everything. It just looks very strong here. Opponent's never going to be able to have that pair of game, and I don't really know why we need to like slide those checkers closer to home. Maybe it unblocks back somehow, but I just want the board. 5-2, can't move from the single blot back in the rear, so he's just going to have to break a point and can link up with 8, so he'll go for that. And double aces. It's definitely going to hit and slide, huh? Okay. And I guess there's good interaction with the blot on the ace, so why not make the 7? Sure. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Guess we don't want to play a 5 deep anywhere, so we're kind of forced to enter high here. 6-4 doesn't do a whole lot either. Good rolls. guess either the 18 to the 8 could be okay. I don't think we want to give up the anchor here, but maybe with so many back, it's okay in such a weak board. The other play that jumps out would be just 18 to 14, and then you could play 13 to 7 if we decide for some reason we'd rather have our opponent give up the 16 in outfield control. I think this actually looks pretty strong. It's very scary to hit up there. So I think I favor this. We go for just progressing the position forward instead. Also reasonable. The ace must have to hit loose, and then we can make a second anchor. So Nikolai's got to go a little bit going on there. Tough to play a back game when you have three checkers on the deuce point already, though. Five hits. Um, is it really just all of them down? Yeah, I guess he doesn't have a big reason to make the deuce fine. And I guess the contact is good enough to take, but I don't know. I mean, ooh, what is this? 2-6? Yikes. This has got to be good enough for a cube, doesn't it? Looks like a disaster for Nebula. Any point on head seems like it's going to lose its market. Of course, Nebula can still win with the contact and stuff, so I think just all the gammons that are threatening, this feels like the right time to send it. I feel like a roll must be like a too good expectation. Not sure. Could be right. I think it's worth making the 5 point here, even though we leave two blots in the outfield. I like this play. Two is going to make a second anchor, which you really needed. And the one could break a point to hit in the outfield, but yeah, I think this is probably better. Really needs to use an ace to get that checker off the deuce, though, too. It's funny. 1-3. So you can enter and make the blocking point. That looks very good. Four three, very nice shot for Nebula. Makes a good point, gets to hit loose, threatening to go forward. I mean, he is stuck on the 23 point is really well primed here, so I'm not sure he can go forward. What is Nebula going to have to go for this time? Yeah, he just gets to cover the points. So does that 16 point represent enough timing to play this 2-4 game? It doesn't look like it to me. Looks pretty dead again that way. And maybe that can make it too good for Kathleen. I don't know. But there goes that. And I think maybe Cat doesn't really want to hit here if he can avoid it. Maybe he needs to. I guess he could just take two checkers off the 8 here, actually, and let him play around. Is there really like enough timing? 1-6. Okay, maybe he enters deep and it gets bad that way. But okay, yeah. Neculai immediately going to try to go forward. Seems reasonable too. 3 and 4. Yeah, that's confusing, but I think we hit in the outfield. I think our opponent has the better board. We have to respect that. If they get a back game, that's not really what they're going for anyway. 2 in, 6 hits again. Okay. So still trying to fight for some forward chances, but a lot of checkers behind structure here. And enter. Okay. Let's see what Neculai can do with that tempo. Needs threes and twos to step up pretty desperately there. 2-6 is huge. Still a lot of work to do. That's a big step in the right direction. One in and is that the one out? Yeah, okay. Must reduce shots and not let that checker on the 2 be active. He's gonna hit, and then I guess the one probably just might as well lift. Duplicated with the 3 to step up too. Nice to make him use it that way. 1-2 gets the anchor. Beautiful shot. 6-5. Okay. Feel like the white checker on the top checker, the 23 point, has a face in it. I don't know if anyone else is seeing this. Thinking about cubing now that he's got the 22 point. And three checkers primed. Yeah, it's reasonable here. I don't think I would want to play this one either. And it doesn't feel as possibly too good anymore. I guess like bad rolls just hop off the 22 and then he's trying to contain late escapes too with no timing. So feels like Cat has a priming game and Nekulai doesn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't see any like big knockout market loser kind of rolls. 4-4 and 6-6 are pretty nice. 4-2 and 2-2 of course. But yeah, mostly I think he's just going to progress forward and it's just always going to be this priming game that he has and his opponent doesn't. Nekulai is happy to play it. Okay. I think I don't think you send that early to cube if you don't want to play a four cube later. So seems like the expected path. 5-1. Okay, his board is ready for Cat when he runs now. Low numbers were preferred. I guess making the ace point. Do we want to do that here? I mean, the whole idea of the cube was that, oh, we can jump out to two indirects. That's kind of nice. Maybe we should butterfly out. But this is going to be like impossible to make the 4 point when our opponent enters. They might enter on the 4 point. It might help them escape without losing timing. I don't really think we want to point on head back here. I think we want to run all the way and leave the direct threes and ones or just two out for only indirects. I like the only indirects and then challenge our opponent to roll all the threes and twos to get to the edge of the structure. I think we just got to keep playing for that prime. Sevens and eights. 12 numbers, almost a direct shot. But of course, a lot of those sevens and eights will contain a deuce or a three. They would have been nice numbers anyway. Okay, if he gets a fan, then he's going to feel a little safer running off the 22, so I can see the merit of that. But I just hate never having the 4 point again. And I also hate when my opponent enters on the 4 point. All right, 3-1 is going to make things awkward. Yeah, now he's got unblocked sixes too, so his priming structure just immediately went from that. I don't know how he should play this. I don't think he can afford to bury a checker, but maybe he wants to keep the sixes blocked. Yeah, this is tempting. We leave a 2-6 and a 4-6 and a 4-4. Not a ton of numbers, but we keep good building potential. So, I mean, the question again is just how important is it by the end of the game to make the 4 point? If it was super important, then maybe the ace point was the right idea. So I feel like this follows suit in a way. I kind of actually like this better after making the ace. 2, okay. Just a 6-5 reaches. Likely gonna have to come out to a shot a lot of the time here. Or, oh, he has to advance to a direct six as well as aces. Yeah, there's just nothing else to do with this either. Not a good shot for him, and I could see Nekulai finding an 8 eventually here. Or two. Who's gonna hit with the deuce first? Was it a 4-1? 4-1, I guess. Okay. Sixes fans. Yeah, there's some gammons here too. He is stuck back. 4-3 is gonna cover. There are a couple deuces that are just miracles here. And that is not one of them. Deuce for cat would be a miracle. No such luck. Double aces. Okay. He gets to cover the block. 4-8 is still very good for cat, and his prime ends up paying off somehow. 4-5 is going to pop out. Okay, and now Nekulai likely to start to crash here. Oh, he wants to think about being back there to pick up extra blocks. That's a reasonable idea too. But I guess he's only coming into 6-6 range the way he did it, and if he comes around the bend, then he gets 6-2, 5-3, and some other numbers that get passed only get indirects. Yeah, I don't know. I think both out must be better. All right. Well, he's going to break his board instead of coming in direct range. Interesting. I feel like you probably have to just come volunteer there, but I don't know. Rewarded. 6-4 is going to come around. Yeah, it's a good place for a spare. Keeps nice contact there too. Doesn't mind being hit on an 8 necessarily. 6-4 makes the board though. Beautiful shot from Nekulai. Still has some chances to hop over this. 6-5 is going to load up on the same point. Aces. 6-2. Yeah, only safely. And things are getting a little bit sketchy for Cat. What here? Okay, he's just gonna break another point instead of considering running there. I think that seems reasonable, but that's a tricky one. 4-2? Is it forced to? It doesn't have to leave a shot, but with two cleared points, he wants to think about it. He could. His only other option is to stack up the ace, which just looks. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's worth it though. If he's like ahead in the race, he can never attack after this. Though is the thing. His opponent has a 4-point board too, so I think he just gives up all of his positional advantage. So I think I like his first instinct. Maybe I guess you might as well make the four if you're gonna leave a shot too. I'm gonna say maybe you could just slot, but yeah, sixes are kind of a disaster, but there's still contact there even when they happen. So I think Cat can still win even when he gets hit here. Still win a lot. 5-3 looks like. All right, the follow up on running fives is much better too. 6-4-3-1. 6-4 is going to close out. 9 pips outside means a little better than 10% of the time there's going to be a gammon. So if things go well for a couple rolls, then he can start playing for it aggressively. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to swing it too much. We're getting close though. 2-1. Yeah, like he should heal for sure. Yeah, okay. Still even on the outside. What else can he come up with? All right. It's starting to get real now. No entry. Been a lot of back and forth in this one game. Maybe our opponent can enter high anyway. So is it worth taking one off here? It does get us a roll closer as well. I doubt it cleans up that much better to be back here. There's still a ton of numbers that are going to leave shots. He's missing the board here. 4-2 is going to hit. Cat's still winning most of the time here, but the gammon got a lot harder. How many offs does he have? He has 6 off. Yeah, so I mean, it can happen. You can get a bunch of inopportune fans, and Nekula can get those checkers in, just bear off 1 or 2. Then he's there. Of course, not the favorite to do that. Well, 1 step closer. 6-3 is in. Guess he's not dead if Cat enters either, but on a fan, he's doing pretty well again. I think this 2 off in a fan would be a Riku. I'm not sure. I feel like now's the time though. I don't know if it's a take or not. All right, he's gonna miss his market for sure. And 4 points. That cost a lot of bank to Cat there for sure. Who I think tends to play pretty quick. That was like a really long, complicated game though. They got into it. That was a fun one. 4-1. He's gonna go for the slot. Okay. Still, like I think we talked about that last game. Split, I think, tends to be better. But yeah, I think that's a score idea there that he's trailing, so he should go for the more aggressive offensive play. 5. I guess he should hit since he has to leave direct anyway. We could just make the 4 point. That's an idea too. I don't know. I kind of like covering and hitting loose on the 3 though. Why not? 6-3 escapes the checker. 1 fills in. Okay. It's a nice follow up to making the 4 point. 5-4 can't try to run yet. And so Cat just trying to contain. Should find an easy cube most of the time in this game, I feel like. The split, okay. I don't know if he needs to, though. The 5 down is sure. I don't think. Is the tempo really worth much here? I don't feel like he has enough in the zone for this, but okay. What is this now? 146 for black, I think. 143 for white, so still down in the race. Yeah, it's still reasonable. We still got 2 checkers back. Okay, yeah. I like having this point in front. Fan, they're very even. He picks that up. He loses his market quite often. Yeah, I think the 6 threat must be enough at this score. I don't know if I'd send it for money, and I think it's probably still takeable. But okay, he's just gonna let it go. Didn't feel like the 2-1 should be such a big improvement. 10 away, 7 away. All right, nice start for Cat. 3-2. Usually, I think after your opponent makes the bar, the 5 point, you like to make the other split to not provoke as high with extra checkers in the zone or a strong board. But he goes for the normal split instead. Small stuff. 5-4 can't make it around the bend, so he's stuck hitting, it looks like, yeah. Well, no, he doesn't have to. He could just 4 out and clean up or something. Maybe that's better. Probably. 4-3 gets it back. Nice shot. 1. Can do that. It could just tempo hit on the ace or something too, but probably making a piece of structure is better. And is this ever enough for a cube? Not for money. At the score, maybe? I don't think it would be. Oh, he's just going to make the bar point that quick instead of sending the third checker back. Okay. Yeah, having a prime ping game plan against your opponent having a checker on the deuce is probably pretty strong. Yeah, this feels like a cube now. We're threatening to send a third checker behind a 4 prime. Our opponent's got deep points. Of course, we can miss and he can follow up with some attacking, but at the score, I'd rather get it in time. I think it feels quite a bit stronger to me. And did he just emphatically drop that too? Yeah, that could be right. Kind of looks playable to me. I don't know. 9 away, 7 away. I thought for some reason the cube felt kind of in question, which makes me think it must be a tick, but maybe I'm wrong there. They're going to play a zero contact game here. That looks fun. Taking a small break, I guess? All right, coming back for more play. Four to open. Nine away, seven away. Small adjustments here. 5-4. Okay, he's going to go for the split. So after the 4-1 slot at 11 away for 7 away, he's going to go back to normal plays here and not play two down or anything like this. Okay. 6-3. Yeah, I think we want to hit off the high point. And puts a checker there. 4 gets to enter and hit. Double fours. I'd really like to be making the 5 point on that. I guess this is a nice plan B, but yeah, okay. I mean, probably not so good to hit this on a 5 instead. Maybe though. I don't really know. You know what I mean? 5 in. Don't want to give up the anchor this early. So I'm going to find some other 6 to play. 3 is duplicated with the anchoring number. So okay, this looks reasonable. Follow up is nicer. I guess if we wanted to reduce shots, then we'd be placing it back, but that was going to get hit either way. Double fives. Doesn't really land on anything. Oh, is this? Can you be ahead in the race after this? 45, 54, 84, 86, 116, 146 to 146 to 134, 146 to 156. Yeah, then this is okay. First thing that jumped out to mind though is to stay back there and just make the 3 point with all these blocks around. I think this is fine. Tricky. Probably gets to an efficient cube a little quicker. Yeah, this race should be a lot closer, so he's just going to link up. And double aces. We can make the prime or we can point on head. That's tough. Fives and sixes to run. I'm confused by that one. Yeah, I think against a single checker, we want to go for a more attacky play than a priming play. So I think I like this, but just feels strange to give up the perfect 4 prime there when you can. He's going to wait to listen about his bad luck before he picks up the dice. Make sure Nekulai chooses to hit the clock. Oh, forces him to do it for him. What are we waiting on now? Oh, he's going to think about a cube. Yeah, reasonable. Okay, slightly ahead in the race. Um, Feels early. But against a single checker back with a racing lead, we don't need to think about much. But I think you usually want to develop a little more. He's got a lot of structure to bring home. Nekulai's board isn't dead or anything like that. So yeah, I think I would want to have like some improvement from here. 3-1 could be enough for him. Maybe just entering doesn't even keep off the cube here now. So like 4, 28, 138 to 38 to 77, 38 to 95. 138 to 138. Even race. Okay, so in an even race, this should be. Well, he doesn't have the better board, though, so I actually think this is still a cube, especially at the score. I think he should have second. That's my instinct here. And I think it's worth hitting. Yeah, just go all the way from the 13. It's back, you're not in such big trouble. You might get a shot at the 5. Not all the numbers. There's some entry limits, but yeah, I just don't see any reason to give him the chance to escape, play their 4 or anything like that here. We have the better board, so we should lean into that advantage, even if we're 11 pips ahead now. 4-3 is going to make it a lot harder to do next time. Now, Nekulai has a pretty easy playable game here, I think. Right. He's going to give up the double shots, make the 5 prime with his opponent out the edge. That seems worth it to me. And if he's missed, then it's definitely going to be tough to play. Even if he hit there, I don't know what's going on. But I guess it's not too good. But I mean, yeah, it doesn't look playable for Nebula anymore. 807. Interesting that he likes to play the 5-2 down and is going to split here with a small lead in the score. Sixes, okay. Good start for Cat. We're going to need a little bit more to have a cube. 6-5, not a good roll for Nebula. Like a small board improvement and not able to cover could be enough. 6-1's offered. Is it worth just going for the blitz here? Defending the zone, I guess, yeah, rather than stacking up on the 7. We have such a racing lead, though, that I don't like to do it, but I guess we don't want to let our opponent get the board advantage either. Okay. Same story. If we can hit and cover something, we might have enough for a cube. Ooh, beautiful. I think we... Okay, we're making the 5 point for sure. And then we're going to hit on the 4 for sure. And then we could continue and make the ace instead of leaving the shot. Yeah, I'm not sure why we need to do all this. Now we're too good for sure. But yeah, why wouldn't we rather have a blot on the 7 than the ace and just make the ace point if we're blitzing? This, but yeah, I'm not sure. Even if we don't cover and Nekulai hits with a single ace here, I think we can still cash later. So this feels pretty strongly too good to me. Get a 5 to cover. What is this? A 4 or something? 4-3. Yeah, you didn't want to have to break and stack up the 6 or anything, so it seems a good time to go. It's fun. 5 to cover. Got it. And then some 3 is coming down or around or whatever. Still too good. Still pouncing. Still 4 point board. Any 3 is going to hit loose. 8s and 10s and 12s as well. There's an 8. I guess that can switch, yeah. And we can bring one down to reinforce, and then probably just 15 to 13. I think you having the 11 point looks good here to me. Again, I like using the 6s and 3s to make the 5 point. Looking good for him still, though. 3-1, yeah, loose hit. Lack of options. 2, no 5 either. On the ropes for a gammon. An undoubled gammon, though. Here's a deuce. Yeah, looking for a 5 to send another back. 6s and 4s to hit loose as well and keep the blitz going. That'll do. 2 and 4 hits. Yeah. 6 covers. I think that's more important than picking up the blot right now. More material to close the 5 as well. And Nekala is throwing those dice pretty hard. I feel like I would stop resetting the clock at some point. 6-4 or 4s. No such luck. The 3 can hit, the 2 can come down to make more closing numbers. Six what? 6-3. Okay, yeah. I mean, if we don't have a way to, it could be better to actually, yeah, around the bend. Okay. I mean, you could come out with the 6 and down with the 3. But I also kind of like down with the 6, and then you could play 9 to 6, and then you get aces, and you still have your 6s and 3s to close, and you still have a very good distribution. All of those look quite good to me. 5 in, okay. Can lose hit with anything. 6 something should be good enough. He's just gonna lift it. Okay. Yeah, why not, I guess. Feels like the closeout is still nicer than dealing with that gap, you know. So really like almost nothing that can go wrong. Get hit, leaving it there too. And 2, 3, 4 to hit. Even if he establishes the 20 point, this game should be a gammon, so not a big deal. Yeah, they bring in 2 in somehow. Yeah, only double fives, right? So why not from the back? Keep the distribution to attack next time, essentially. 5 anchors. And both come in. It's going to take 2 off. Yeah, okay. I tend to do this. I think there's this whole like double jeopardy principle that maybe we're supposed to pre-clear the 6 so we don't have the 6-5 now and the 6-1-5 one later. Uh, but I don't know. Doesn't actually come up that's right that often. Idea from the McGrill book, I think. Old idea that's not always supported by the box. I think he could have taken a bigger crossover by playing either one of those from the 16. But maybe he's just decided, oh, he found the 6-1. He's not ready for it anyway. Okay. Yeah, lots of gammons here. 8 checkers to take off. 2, 4, 6, 8. 14 crossovers or something. Yeah. Making sure he doesn't lose the backgammon's pretty good though. Oh, aces. Yeah, he needs to come off the backgammon. Nice catch. A couple sets could do it. That gets enough crossovers, yeah. He doesn't get to put him there though. That's illegal, wasn't it? No, no, no. I think he might have done it right. That's not enough. Sixes to save it. It also doesn't matter. All right, 2 points. So 6 to 4, 5 way, 7 way. Wait. Oh, he was going from 3. That's right. Yeah. Okay. 6 away, 7 away. 5 to 4. 4, 6 is just gonna run past. Yeah. 5-1. Gonna go for the tempo here, huh? Okay, maybe it prevents his opponent from getting home somehow. The idea in mind. Maculi happy to stack up. A lot of checkers on the midpoint though. There's something more flexible. And Cat gets to link up with that bottom 9. Nice piece of structure. 5 is happy to run. And these look somewhat symmetric. 5-3 is going to hit. Okay. See if he can avoid being hit. And the outfielder on the ace for a clear lead in this game. He does. Not enough for a cube, I don't think yet. Still no structure to bring this home, but should have the racing lead here. So looking good. 6th round and then 5 can cover, only leaving a couple eights. 5-3 and 6-2. And a bottom board even if he does get hit. 6-3, he's just going to run. Can you do this down in the race like this? 124, I think, to 38, 33. It's 122 to 143, like I think, which is 21 pips. Like I think this is a double pass after you run. Maybe it was anyway. I wouldn't want to play it though. I expect Cat to find the cube. Yeah, just like erasing. Okay. And Neculi is happy to let it go. 6 to 4. 5 away, 7 away. All right, Neculi going to start with his 3 point. Our point made as well. Double fives is going to reinforce the 3 point. Never what you want to see after that opening. 6-3. Cat cannot split the back checkers now. Down this much in such awkward structure. It needs to rely on the priming side and not give his opponent a way into an attack. Very nice shot for Neculi though, throwing in the 5 point. He's looking pretty good for him in this game. 4-2 feels worth making the 4 point to give up the 8 point. And here comes a cube at 7 away, 5 away. Okay. Maybe, but he hasn't done anything with the back checkers yet, so I don't see any real potent threat here. But he fills in the 4 point. So the offense is going great for Neculi, but no room to get the defense moving or the back checkers moving. I feel like we should just remake the 8 and then make the 5. What is his instinct here, though? Letting your opponent out with sixes and being this ready to attack doesn't seem like a big problem. Okay, this is a version of making the 5. Yeah, that's right. A lot of times we like to make the blocking point of the 11 that'll help us make the 5. Keeps more the bar point too, so I think I like his play. Maybe he's right. Weaker board though, so when his opponent splits, what he really needs to do right now, it's harder to follow up with attack. I think he should have split there. He's out of timing. Some sixes that hit in the outfield. 4-3, I guess, will make the 3 point, but now it's getting really hard to make that 5 point. I end up regretting not making it earlier. 2-6, I think just cleaning up blocks looks pretty good. I don't know why he wants to leave it out there. He could play the 8 and the 6 there. 6-3, 5-4. There goes the 11 point as builders now. 5-2. I think, yeah, giving up the 8 seems nice here. Just try to fill in that juice point. Have really good flexibility to do it. The 8-6 hits, but lots of sixes are probably running as well for Cat. And he's very well poised to attack there. Okay, 5 prime, beautiful shot for Cat. Is he ever going to have a recube here? Oh, 6-1, never mind about that. Beautiful shot. Still a little bit of game for each of them here. But that was massive for Neculi. 5-4. He makes the 8. Okay. And enter. Neculi needs an ace up very quickly. Such luck. Aces for everyone. I don't actually know how quickly Cat wants one. He's got to find some way to play the other half of the row on the other side of the board. Everything plays for now, but maybe it's better to just keep his prime intact and wait for Neculi to crack. Both being stubborn, no aces on the dice so far. Ooh, fours cracks, and now what is this? Does Cat have this game? Can it be claimable yet? Maybe. These are always way worse than I think. Against a 4 point board, maybe you can still play. I don't know. Ooh, a6 is huge. Okay. Glad that he didn't think about getting the cube in there. Eights to contain. And he hits it. Beautiful shot. Backslide and everything. And threatening to make a 6 prime. Now he's going to pause and think about it. Queuing to 4 is pretty tough when you're 5 away. But there's not a lot of gammons here. And if the wins are high enough, dead enough kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tricky one. 6-5. Oh yeah, you could just pop out with both and threaten to cover from the back. That feels right to me. Yeah. I don't think we're in a big rush to make the deuce fine. We already have our 5 prime. Yeah, and if Neculi enters and cracks, there can still be gammons in this game eventually, especially if we play like this. I don't think it's so bad to leave the 2-6. The 2-6 sucks either way. I think we like it there for builders too. I don't really know. I like the two out idea best. This, yeah, I don't know if this helps much. 1-6, okay. Small swing there. Threatening to cover the back or the front. He's escaped the structure. I mean, this seems claimable to me. You could make a case for too good, I guess, too. But I think I would just cash it and make sure no super jokers happen or anything like that, except my unlikely gammons. I mean, I can't see how he can play it. That doesn't seem to cover the back. I think we still want to try. I don't think we want to lift it. We need to be prepared when he steps up to the edge with an ace. He seems to give us the most ways to close the 6 prime soon. 4 is going to crack a little further. Right now it's too good. Now he's looking for a way to close the back and hit lose. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, he can make the front. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's better actually to play the other way though. Okay, no way to go get a blot right now. 4-3. Yeah, I think he's coming in, hoping for a 3 from Neculi to crack and have a blast to chase after. Otherwise, this is just a simple win. 2-1. Oh, is it double ones? I think maybe, yeah, I guess maybe you shouldn't give up. 5 for sure. Maybe you should just close out since you can have missing numbers from here. 5-4 would be a real bummer. When he wants to get recirculated to have time to pick up another checker. I understand the idea. Since we start to get deep like this, it can be trouble. Alright, gets his ace. Might be hard to hit loose from the 3 and the 4 later, too. Hmm. What are we chatting about here? Pulse the clock for some reason. Some sort of friendly discussion. Six two we found, okay. Hoping to get recirculated again, and he does it. Okay, this time Neculi is going to, yeah, protect from leaving shots. I think that seems reasonable. And so I guess this is technically too good now too, but I don't know. Very unlikely gammon. Awkward. Yeah, so now when we start to get stacky like this, I think it's probably worth claiming. I think it might be actually a technical mistake not to play on for the gammon instead. Too many numbers that can leave Neculi with some chance and not enough gammons. Here comes the 4 cube. Gonna let it go. 3 away, 7 away. Neculi taking some sort of break here. We'll be back with more soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Nikolai was
That was happening there.
He's used already 35 seconds on the clock. Speedy places. Is this working out all okay?
Yeah.
I haven't been able to listen to it. It sounds good coming from YouTube. Great.
Oh, cool. I haven't got to hear that too.
And is this just you verbalizing through my computer?
Yeah.
So that's really impressive. I didn't know my computer was that good.
All right. With the trailing score, I would think make the 2 point, but Nekulai just wants to run there. Of course, Cat's going to be happy with the running play here too. Simple games. Sixes are going to make the bar point and clean up for sure. And he could consider coming out, but this seems okay too. And 4-1. Yeah, I guess he can step up. It doesn't seem too scary to slot here. And I mean, your opponent wants to use the
Get ready
aces.
for volatility.
Early cube is here. 6-5 can make the 3 point, not much else. And 6-4 points on head. Okay. Now a step in the right direction to winning some gammons here. 3-1. No need to introduce blots, I don't think. Oh, we could enter deep and just snap remote. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Maybe this is better than stepping up and being blitzed. Sure. Even though it kind of voluntarily primes, our opponent's game plan isn't really priming with the deuce point made. So I think it fits the game plan. Would have been pointed on for sure. This seems unnecessarily awkward. Maybe it's better to just give up the midpoint there. Bring more builders in the zone and get ready to close out. 2-1 can hit and lift. Not bad. Step in the right direction for Cat. 1-6 probably just wants to pop out before he runs out of time. See if Cat can continue fighting back. Doesn't look like it with this roll. He just has to stack things up somewhere. Trying to see if maybe it would make more sense to play the 5 than like the 4 from the 6 or something, but okay. Simple play around roll for Nekulai. And Cat would love to be moving checkers around and building a board of some sort to prevent losing a gammon here still. Double aces. I don't know how you should play this. That's really confusing. Just gonna play it the simple way. That's gonna help Cat find more gammon saves. I think the 3 in is for sure. Then maybe you want to use the ace outside or something like that instead. Save pips coming in. 5-1 gets the point on head. Beautiful shot. We'll see if Nekulai can freeze Cat's movement. If so, from here, there's a lot of gammons for sure. So like 8-7 here looks pretty nice, I think. I think I liked the last time too. Just a little bit easier to get home off the gammon. Ooh, there we go. Big step in the right direction for Nekulai. Yeah, I think they both must just come off the 10 point here, but yeah, it looks like awkward distribution. This seems unnecessarily stiff, and it seems like it'll give up a lot of gammons for not like insisting on finding a closeout too. 6-3, forced to leave a flash shot anyway. Oh, maybe, yeah, I guess maybe you won't again. Keep playing behind here. And the 3-4 is going to enter and gets maximum pips by playing down. Okay, yeah. 8-4 seemed like an option to try to get the board ready too. 5-1. Oh, no, it's double fives apparently. Okay. Still looks like Cat should be able to get off the gammon here. I can't tell for sure. Double threes must help with that. All right. 4-1 or something. Camera went way out of focus. It's hard to see now. It's a 5-1 apparently. Yeah, continues to bring checkers in to make sure he doesn't lose the gammon. Could still win the game if things get awkward here, though. An ace is a good start. But it gets the pick and pass, so cat needs to come in on the 3 to have contact still. And instead comes out, and we'll just try to save the gammon. There we go. Camera's back in focus. Cat's going to save himself a decision for the BMAB. Well played. Now I'll take 2 off. Or 1. And so 3-way, 5-way. 8 to 6. A little bit more life for Necky Live. Six one gets to make the bar point. Five two gets to split. Six four gets the point on head. Okay, I was looking for something from the back checkers, but that's much better. 3-2 anchors pass. And maybe a small positional advantage for Cat now, but the stack on the 6 is still a problem. We can develop a little bit. Things will be looking good. 6-4, no such luck. I guess he makes the deuce point. It's just not the roll we are looking for, though. Certainly don't prefer to trade the 8 for the 2. 5 is just going to try to run. Yeah, I don't see any better options, really. And no 4 to hit. 6 can come down. Only slot. Yeah, okay. So probably going to end up being a 22-point holding game. I feel I can get around the bend. Is it better to get around the bend or make the 5-point here? Good. Oh, yeah, he has to leave an ace somewhere anyway. So he can do that, or I guess I'd rather step up and duplicate the 2. 2 down looks like the play here. And Neculine's ready to cube on the threat of hitting from the bar, even though, I mean, the 22-point game is going to be strong anyway. So, seems a little early for me, but trailing in the match, he's going to mix things up. And likely Cat will just sit on this forever. 6 can play behind. I don't think he's running out of timing or anything like that yet. 5-4 gets to run and control the outfield. 9's hit. No such luck. Yeah, we can cover, we can slot. I guess both actually seem pretty good though. Could be kind of hard to fill in the 4 points the way this looks. Six four, no blocking points available. What do we do? Just plays behind. Okay. Doesn't want to volunteer a shot against 4-point board. I think that's right. 16 slot. Yeah, so we've already are having some trouble on in that 4-point. What is the raise? 33. 91, 101. 101 to 115. So if he's having the race, I think he's right to go. And I think he should be the way this looks too. Well, he has a better board before he has to do the destructive things before he could crash later. I think he found the right time to go for this run. Let's play. And what is this? 5-1. We can pass again. Still very good chances in this game for Cataline. Yeah. Ace in, 6 cleans up. Doesn't want to come out to the double shot. Seems reasonable to me. 2 down, and now just looking to run. Reduce it to a single shot, hitting even better. Is that what is this? A 6-3. Oh, 3-3? Yeah, okay. So he does choose to use it to run. Okay, like that. Double sixes. Neculai is happy to race as well. And is Cat still ahead in the game? In the race? I can't tell. Seems like he should be. Maybe not anymore. And Neculai has already sent the cube, so I'll get to see this one through at least. 5-way, 1-way, the recube has to be, I'm forgetting now, 15.8, 16% or something. So he has to get a little further than usual to send it back anyway. Not sure he was there at this score, or even for money for that matter. Another set of sixes, okay. It'll be tough to get back in this one now. But another set. Making short work of this. I appreciate it. I need to watch long races. So we should be moving on to three-way, even game. Just a 3-point match to decide this round. Two splits. 6-2 just runs on out, okay. Six four makes the anchor, yeah. I guess he's thinking about hitting as well. Pretty strong though. All right, can see it again. He's just gonna run with this one. Again, the race better be close to be doing this, but and he gets missed. But yeah, even when he escapes, he has to safety up that checker. And then he's still got to come home against a bar point holding game, so it's still a lot of work to do even when you get away with that. Fives. So you get to just break contact to a winning race. 36, 13 to 126, so 13 pips ahead, yeah. And take point is about 2 pips deeper here, 25% instead of the usual 21. Let's see if Neculi can get enough pips to stay in this. 10 pips should be enough to cube for sure, and then the take should be in question. Thirteen to 127, I think. 14 pips. Maybe I had it wrong before. Maybe I have it wrong this time. Either way, it looks like a cube and probably a pass. Yeah, 14 pips is what I'm getting. And he's going to take it quickly. Okay. That feels like a money pass, even. but that should make it even more sizable past the score. But he's shown that he likes to get into some big cube scenarios and have a chance to turn it around that way and send back. We'll see if we can make it work for him. Here come the sets, still behind in the race if I'm counting right. So Cat doesn't have to sweat quite yet. And same recube take point, 25%. Four in is pretty nice shot for Cat. He's going to take three in instead though, okay. Two more in, so I think he's hanging on here. Sounds like the Schmidt's having fun outside here. Two more in for Nikolai. Not a whole lot of decisions in races anyway. We'll see who rolls the best. Yeah, I like that. We don't like to be thin on the four because fours don't play well in other spots so well. It's like it's a big weakness in Nikolai's position that fours are going to go to the deuce or the ace. I think it was good of Cat to like reinforce there. I think two in would have been fine there. Maybe a little bit over concerned. This looks like a pretty interesting race. Fives is going to help a lot. 6-2 solves that whole four problem pretty well for now. Yeah, which ace? 6-5 looks reasonable, but 3-2 must be very good too. I don't want somebody on a deeper point like that. Two off. Yeah, I don't know about that ace either. Probably okay. Maybe 65. All right, looks like Cat's going to hang on for 2 points though and go to Crawford. Gila is going to resign. I don't know what the discussion is here. He insisting that he's showing him that it's possible that he can't resign or something? Interesting. I don't know if that's a BMAP thing either, but I've always assumed that if my opponent resigns, that's their decision. I might point out if it's possible or something like that, but I don't think you can stop them so that you can get more BMAP decisions or anything either. I don't really know. Crawford game. Gammons aren't going to matter too much. They'll just take away the free drop on the next one for Neculai should he win. Gammons win the match though. So we should be playing pretty similar to DMP here. And if Gammons don't matter and it's more like DMP, then the split is a little bit better than the two down. Hits in the outfield, generally better than making the deep point. Four is going to hit back. Two more can make a board point. Yeah, I think we like to make the pure 4 point. And then we have to give up the 8 to do it rather than making the deuce. And I think the 4 down is better than splitting into this splitsy looking structure to me. But I guess he's got a lot of checkers back. Maybe he's leading the race. I don't really know. That's a really tricky one. I'd be afraid to split too, though. 6-5 can hit and continue around. Okay. Looking good for Neculi. 5-3, it's back though. Good response from the bar for Cat. The points you made, so yeah, I think having an advanced thinker seems pretty strong there. Play. Aces gets to make the 5-point beautiful shot for Cat. Our offense and 3 checkers back for each. Neculi the only one with an advanced anchor. Point on head there too. Okay. Still looking very strong for Neculi. 3-6 pops out and sends a 4th back though. 3-2 can hit. Yeah, it's better than making the second anchor here. Not on defense that big yet. Okay, gets a fan out of it. 5-2 can't make any new points, I don't think. He should want to run one of the back checkers, but I don't know if he can. I guess he could do something crazy like 21-16 along with that deuce. I think this is probably better. I'm not sure which of these Cat wants to come in on. If he comes in high, then I guess we'd play 8-5. But yeah, it does feel much nicer to play 13-8 for some reason and not provoke up high. So I think I like that play. 5-2. He's going to go for the hit anyway. Okay. Not the roll he was looking for. Lots of returns from the bar from Cat. There's one of them. 4 can just continue on out. I don't think he wants to split off. I mean, I think there's. I guess he's got 5 checkers back, so maybe now is the time to split. Yeah, okay. I like that. And it puts a lot of pressure on the outfield when your opponent misses you somehow, but I'm not sure there's an entering number that is going to miss. So it might just be a little bit too much to split here. Very difficult. 5's going to hit behind. And 2-6 fans. Okay. The attack is back on, but with 5 checkers back this time. Should be tricky. 4-3 can hit and cover. Yep. Okay, really needs a 5 quickly. An ace is pretty nice though too. There's a lot of life from an ace point game always. Except that Neculi should have all day to prevent him from having the timing for it. I think the 13-8 is mandatory here. I just can't imagine using my last pair on the 6 to hit loose against a better board, all these things. I'm not sure what it accomplishes. Sure he notices that it creates a it doesn't create a 5 stack and it doesn't strip the midpoint. Those are the good things that it does, I guess. Five one, yep, mobility from the back. I think Cat would really like to pop out with the 6. Hitting would be okay. I think popping out with the 6 is probably even better. Ooh, where does the 5 go? Maybe it's enough shots that you can just play 7 to deuce or something like that. And can't hit again, and the 6 is hard to use because it leaves a bunch of directs everywhere. So yeah, I think we just make the structure now. Hope our opponent rolls a lot of double 4s very quickly. Cat's still looking for a 6 out of some sort. Ooh, this is ugly. Ouch. Cat's board cracks, and now Neculi back on the gammon, or even backgammon. We can set it up from back there. Chances. Five four. I don't. I mean, you could play all the way to the deuce, but I don't know if your position really has room for this. Maybe for one roll since the block's still there. Since you don't want your opponent with good flexibility to build on you that way. Pretty tough to put a checker on the deuce though. I don't mind that play. 5-4 is going to get the lift for sure, and then it's the four. Is there any reason in hitting here? I guess we're going to have so many shot levers next time anyway that maybe it's worth it here. Yeah, okay. I'll take that, yeah. But definitely we don't want to be volunteering against a stronger board. 6-2 going to miss, and it's going to give Cat a little bit of tempo to deal with this. 6-2 can hit in the outfield, leaving a shot though. I mean, yeah, it must be worth it. Some duplication of the hitting threes with entering threes. 2-5's going to fan. Wow, okay. Give him a little bit of hope here, but a lot of work left to do for Cat. 3-2 cannot cover. 3 can hit out there, and then the 2 can lift. I think it's probably worth bearing the checker against this super strong board, even though it's hard to imagine how we're going to bring this home without making some board points here and fanning for a long time. 6 enters, okay. And yeah, I don't know if we can get the 6s past that structure fast enough, but there are also no checkers to continue the attack up there, so it's not so scary when our opponent enters now. So yeah, the 6 should run for sure. Wow, double fours reaches one of them. I didn't see that right away. Means an ace kind of quickly now that something's 9 away and can pounce on the ace point too. It'll take a little while to get another checker in the zone for covers. Double fives does not quite reach. It hits loose on the ace, okay. Doesn't hit the midpoint checker. And an ace, okay. Little bit of life for Cat again. Not looking good though. Who's fans again? Six comes in though. Okay. Back in the driver's seat. Twos are a bit restricted here. I guess we should make a block behind instead of coming into more direct range. Not sure about that one though. Freeze is going to hit. Yeah, that out there contains well when he hops out with an ace six, something like that. So it's a nice roll to prepare for. And there could be some backgammons for the match here, but most likely just a gammon to go to DMP. Fly shot. It's not the right time to hit it with that flop back there, but he'd still take it. All right. Nikolai enters without hitting. Six one finishes the six prime. Okay. Those chances of running sixes, that's pretty good for him. I don't think he needed to play the ace 3-2, so I'm not sure why he wanted to do that. Usually you keep it as long as you can. Now he's cleaned up to like the speed board, so he's just trying to get here safer, quicker. He hits the six as soon as he gets left. All right, trying to keep it again. Six one. Can he possibly run on this? It is a lot of numbers that hit with the ace, so seems right. 5-2 misses. 5 is going to be forced to run. I don't think he wants to come in direct range though, even though it duplicates the 2. Yeah, I mean this duplicates all the 7s anyway too. My instinct is 8 to 3 though. I don't know why we'd want to give more ways to hit easier in the outfield. All right. Chooses to pick up the extra blot and hit loose instead of just making the points. And 6-5 covers. Looking pretty nice for Gammon Funiculate. Some unlikely backgammons for 2. That should bring him down quite a bit, just entering 1. So it looks like we're going to go on to two-way, one-way Crawford, which means Nikolai can send out his first chance, and Cat should always have a tick. And if you don't know that and somehow know like the actual equity at that, I want to say it's like, I feel like I remember it like a 32%. I don't know how that makes sense. It probably doesn't. And is able to get off the gamut. One free drop at most, and then we're gonna have a DMP game for this match. Looks like they might take a small break before that. All right, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick too, and then we'll come back with the end of this match shortly. All right, looks like Nikolai is back, and I heard Cat just walking through the hallway here, so we should be back soon. And a 2 under open. You're not supposed to slot when there's a free drop, because if it works, then your opponent can just pass, and otherwise they hit. But cube's going to be incoming. I think you just play up and down like normal here, and trivial take for Cat with the lead in the game. This will be our DMP game. All right, he's going to favor making the 11 point and deal with the third checker on the 24. 5-1. Awkward. Has to volunteer here, though he'd rather just play a simple game and cruise home with all the structure he's got in the racing lead. Neculi able to hit by a little bit of life. 5-2. Okay. Trying to keep it simple still. Reasonable in this game. 2-1. I mean, he can just split here. I guess he can do that too, but I don't mind the double split of some sort. Maybe he could actually play 20-18 and 24-23. Yep, no one has a board yet, so I think Cat should still try to develop like this. I like the play. 5 is going to hit twice. Wow. And then where's the last one? Has to give up something. I feel like giving up the 11 could be better than giving up the midpoint there, but I don't know. Freeze to in and make the 5 point. Okay, so Cat's got a little bit of structure advantage now too. And it was really important to be able to enter both those checkers and have this defensive game plan too. Probably more important to split there than to redistribute 8 to 6 there, I would think, for Neculi. 6-3 is going to make the 3 point. So yeah, if Neculi can escape, hit a fly shot, something to get going, he'll be in great shape. Otherwise, Cat's got the better priming structure and everything like that, I think, here. 2 can't reach. I think making the 8 points worth quite a bit here. Why not just like play 13-8, keep it? He's going to go for the slot instead. Oh, okay. He wants to maybe get some timing in case he gets hit, but okay, 2 of them sent back. So that's going to give some way for Neculi to get around. Obviously, gets a 1 point board. Entering was not very difficult. Yeah, Neculi not really in a position to take a lot of liberties, but this, okay. He's going to make that. Yeah, why not? And then attack on the 4.2. Got to do something at some point to bring this home. 4 is going to hit and pop out. Gets mobility too. Great shot for Cat. Yeah, Neculi I don't think wants to give up any of those points and just move back checkers if he can. 3-2, can't really do anything to slow down there either. I think coming around to the 11 looks pretty good to me. In the outfield a little bit better. I guess. Yeah, this has 6s out. Okay, that's reasonable. I feel like I'd rather be spread out though in the outfield for when my opponent jumps out. So I'm even tempted to, like, if I could find some other play, I would maybe not mind leaving a blot on the 16 either. 3-1, I think, again, just popping out, coming out from the back, hoping for the best. Opponent can't close this out yet, so if we get hit, it's not the end of the world. And we will usually get hit. 4 down can be another builder, I think, but we can jump up and see the light. Yeah, that'll be my instinct. Maybe he's right that he's running out of mobility, though. I don't know. Same story. I think he should pop out. He's going to go for the tempo hit on the ace this time, though. Keep a little bit of anchor and structure. Starting to be fearful of the offensive threat. And he's going to get away with it and is rewarded with a checker on the ace point. And an 8 point in front of him now, too. 4-2. Cannot do much to escape, so I think it's worth switching 8 to 4. Even though it leaves another shot out there. I don't know. Oh, he's just going to. Okay, this leaves no shots. Yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Could have split and played behind, maybe, too. But it sure is hard to give up your priming structure. It's like your only thing in this game. Slotting must be fine. Better than destroying things. Wow, 5s is perfect. All right. But I think Cat should have nice timing for this game now. But he does need to do some planning here and figure out if he has better timing for this 3-5 or 4-5. I'm not sure it makes up enough timing to be worth stepping up, but I don't know. It's a question for sure. Does that actually give him more escapes too? He had sixes and fives out, now he has fives and fours and can't be attacked at least, but maybe he wants to be attacked for timing here. I don't know. I'm not sure why he wanted to step up 21 to 20. Doesn't seem like it does a lot. I guess just to keep his front structure might be a better answer. 3-2 is going to slot the deuce, okay. 1 can clean up. 2, looking for a 5 or a 4 cat is before he cracks his board here. 4-3 can cover, okay. Could have maybe played 11 to 8 and 6 to 2 as well. 2-1. So it begins. Really needs that 5 or 4 out to come around and repair things now. 1-6. It's not forced to leave a shot, but I mean, I think it's going to be better than playing 8 to 2 and trying to figure out what to do with your ace. 3 is going to miss in a disastrous way. Okay, that's in big trouble now. Very tough to win with 5 checkers back when you don't have a board to punish when you hit the shot. And 3-2 still can't escape one of those checkers. 4 dead, so no closeout possible either. 6-4 can clear the 8 safely. It just doesn't really look much better to clear the 11 instead, having to play all the way to the ace. Double twos, ouch. He's going to be forced to come off his anchor as well. That's nearly dead for him, it feels like. 6-3 can be safe. I don't know that it needs to be at this point anymore, but I think it seems fine. 6-5, okay, he's going to get a chance to hit at least. Pop out and don't get hit behind anymore. And yeah, I think that makes sense. He's not favoring contact, even though, I mean, he needed to hit that shot to have a chance in this. But now he just wants to scramble around and contain. He's not trying to have a better board or anything like this. 5-1 links up and blocks some more numbers, double fives particularly. 1 doesn't have to come in direct range, but he's going to choose to. I guess even if he gets hit with a 6, he gets returns from the bar, stuff like that. All right. See how long Cat can get away with this. These are such a sweat, though, and every time they have an indirect to hit you again. And every time that they enter, you need to hit them again to keep them from escaping. Aces, we have to leave a direct anyway. I guess we might as well hit. And 6-3 misses. Try to run. It's 5s and 7s. Even if he hits, he has to fade the hit and board. Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to hit for sure. He has to try to win this game. Gammons don't matter at Crawford. I don't know about slotting him, though. Why, after we hit, oh, he's going to think about not hitting. I think we should hit and just play 16 to 12. Is the race anywhere close at all? I guess that's what he's counting real quick. 79 to 74. So he's down in the race and he's also wasting 1,000 pips. So the race is dead, more or less. I really think you have to hit. And your opponent still like usually misses, you know? So you hit with the 5 and come around. 4 is hit, like a 6-3 hits. And then the 6-6. That's it. Maybe close to half the deck. 13, 15, 16. Yeah. So your favorite not to be hit. Pretty sure you have to try. Oh, 3-3 gets there too for 17. 3-3 is really good. 4-4 is really good. Plenty of time on the clock to figure it out. He's going to take his time with one of his last decisions in the match here. And he chooses a no hit. Okay. Be interested to see that one. Wouldn't have occurred to me necessarily. chooses not to come forward into direct range. 7s and 11s are going to hit, and they're going to leave a double shot on board if they do hit. So now maybe there's a race. He can block the 6 and come around. Why would he leave the indirects? I can't imagine. Yeah, why not 16 to 6 if we're going to do this? It seems really strange. Like we don't have to leave any shots at all. 20, 36, 41, 45, 55, 59, something like that. 59 to 69. So he's still like in trouble in the race, and containing with that point in front of the 6 is good. But I mean, of course, this is going to be the best option to go for, I think. Some sort of running play. Yeah, this is the one I like better though. I think the point blocks like some big numbers that would get by and gets a shot on some limit. I don't even know if he wants a shot on little numbers. Maybe actually this is worse when he rolls like a 6 and Neculite stays in range for contact or something. Just seems really hard to overcome the leaving the direct 7s or the 7s right away. I can't imagine how some scenario is going to outweigh the 6 shots. I like this better. Looks better for the race too. The distribution. 5-2 just barely gets by. Would have been hit, just saying. And we're racing. Looks like a reasonably fair fight with all the wastage. Can't tell for sure. All right. Nikolai draws first blood. And Cat's really close to bearing off too. Threes are his worst. And 5s are Nikolai's worst. Finding a bunch of those on the way home. 5-6 off. Nice shot for Cat. So it looks like Cat must be a decent sized favorite at this point. Just behind like one roll, but oh, he found the 3 though. Maybe it's better to take the 2 off and play 4-1. I think I like Nikolai's position. I don't really know. 6-4 is going to transpose either way. That's a big miss. 4 roll to 5 roll. I guess Neculai is a pretty clear favorite. Just a whole roll ahead. Cat needs a set to get back in this. Take over the lead. And there it is, double 4s. So now Neculai needs a set of his own to save it. Any set should work. 3-2. Let's see if Cat gives him one more shot. Double 2s. Now he decides it right there. All right, offers the handshake. Neculai throws his cup on the board. And there you have it. Cat's going to advance. So that's your 2 matches for tonight. I think we'll be back at 10:30 with main event play tomorrow.
Yeah, the main event at 10:30. We hope to have coverage of all 5 rounds during the day. Big thank you to everyone who's been online tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you've got some good matches coming up over the rest of the weekend.
Cool. Can I hit the stop on